Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Quick Stadium on the campus of Widener University for a Philadelphia Catholic League regular season matchup between St. Joe's Prep and Roman Catholic. It's a special presentation here on Bob Long Sports. Bob Long, Tyler Kern with us here, and Keith Binsfeld is helping us on the camera here tonight. Well, we're here, Tyler, because Roman Catholic good enough to have us out, but we're here also because it is a massive game in terms of Philadelphia Catholic League playoff implications, but certainly more so, we talk about the regular season title here. The reason we're talking about regular season title in the Catholic League is because in order for these teams to qualify for District 12 play, and then, of course, the PIAA state championships where you're stratified into 5A and 6A, you don't have time for a league playoff. So it's determined in the regular season, and you have Roman Catholic unbeaten in the Philadelphia Catholic League, St. Joe's Prep with one loss to LaSalle. LaSalle lost to Roman Catholic and beat St. Joe's Prep, and you have a feeling it has a good chance to come down to those three teams this year.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we saw this, 2 weeks ago. Roman Catholic toppling LaSalle. It was a really great game. Samaj Beals played perfectly. They eked out a 39-36 win. I have a feeling we're going to have another good game tonight. I mean, we got to see St. Joe's Prep, so we've seen both of these teams, in the past couple of weeks. Now we get to see them go up against each other, and I think, they're pretty equally matched in terms of talent. It's just a matter of execution.
And so when you think about this game, and there are a lot of things to consider, there is a possibility of a three-way tiebreak. Now, again, we have to say, there's a Bonner Prendergast team that LaSalle plays tomorrow that won a 4A state championship. They're unbeaten in the Philadelphia Catholic League regular season. So Cardinal O'Hara is a good team. A lot of teams could poke a hole in this with 3 weeks to play in the season. But here it is. This is it in all its glory. The three-way tiebreaker procedure here in the Philadelphia Catholic League. The Philadelphia Catholic League Red Division, as we talked about at the jump, a regular season title. It was decided by the athletic directors that the point differential in the games involving the three teams will determine the winner. And again, Roman Catholic, LaSalle, St. Joe's Prep. Roman Catholic can put a lot of that to bed here tonight with a win. They're likely to win the Philadelphia Catholic League outright. Again, you see that asterisk in the top left corner. Bonner, O'Hara, good teams, could make this really difficult and quite frankly could make the situation moot. If St. Joe's Prep wins by less than 20 points here tonight, LaSalle wins the tiebreaker. And if St. Joe's Prep wins this football game by more than 20 points, St. Joe's Prep wins that tiebreaker in a one-in-one situation in that love triangle, if you will. And so that's where things get very, very interesting. Tyler, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, a week ago I would have said that's clear as mud, but that graphic really spelled it out pretty nice. I think it kind of puts a lot of gravity on tonight for not only these two teams, but LaSalle. And, you mentioned some really great other teams in the Philadelphia Catholic League, maybe looking to knock off some of these teams. So nothing's guaranteed in the Philadelphia Catholic League. And, I think we're in for a really good game tonight. And I wouldn't be surprised if some LaSalle people at home are watching as well.
I hope they are, and welcome to all our LaSalle fans, Philadelphia Catholic League fans, and football fans as a whole. So again, you take a look at that graphic, LaSalle being +8. How do they get to that point? How do we come up with that number? LaSalle beat St. Joe's Prep by 11 points. They lost to Roman Catholic by 3 points. Roman Catholic, they're +3. For this situation to occur, I beg your pardon, Roman Catholic would have to lose this game, so by virtue of being behind in that plus situation, them losing, they're not going to win a tiebreaker. St. Joe's Prep, by blowing out Roman Catholic tonight, could win a regular season title if all three teams win out after this point. So that's where it gets fun. That's where it gets interesting. Roman Catholic, St. Joe's Prep, two of the top 5 teams in the state regardless. Even if none of this on your screen had any bearing, although it does, that would be a big enough game. This puts a little bit more gravity on it. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back for kickoff here on Bob Long Sports, and we hope you'll stay with us.
We're here to show you a better way to spend your state income taxes and get the money to where it's needed to most to the thousands of qualified kids.
What we like about Blocks is they really know where the need is.
This program ensures that their dollars come 100% into these kids for their tuition assistance.
If you are able, Blocks makes the EITC piece go very quickly and very smoothly.
Turn your PA state tax liability into need-based scholarships and receive a 90% tax credit.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Meet David and Kay May, a dynamic team with a shared mission to help you turn your real estate dreams into reality. What sets them apart? Their wealth of experience, combined with a genuine passion for guiding clients every step of the way. They believe everyone deserves personalized attention, fair treatment, and expert advice throughout the process, ensuring your journey is smooth and successful. David and Kay go above and beyond to meet your needs, ensuring expectations are not just met, but exceeded. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned investor, their personalized approach and commitment to service make every real estate journey smooth and rewarding. Contact them today to get started on your next real estate adventure.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
We welcome everybody back inside Widener University's Quick Stadium for Roman Catholic against St. Joe's Prep. Again, Bob Long, Tyler Kern here, your broadcast crew. Thrilled to welcome Roman Catholic fans, St. Joe's Prep fans, LaSalle High School fans who have a vested interest in this game, and high school football fans all around. We talked about it in the open. We will get back to it. There are championship implications in this game for the Red Division in the Philadelphia Catholic League. And, of course, there are folks all around the state looking at this game as 2 of the top 5 teams in the state of Pennsylvania. St. Joe's Prep will receive the opening kick, and we are underway. Cutting it up the field, flag comes in the area of holding. Messiah Acree took it back to the 36-yard line, but the holding is being assessed from the 25, and that will take St. Joe's Prep well back into their territory. Let's take a look at the starting offense for St. Joe's Prep. Sean Molly, second-year starter on the left tackle position. Sean Barth at left guard. Jake Namnunn at center. He's a second-year guy. Caden Oler and Dave Contreras patrol the right side of that line. Junior quarterback Charlie Folk, 6'2", 200 pounds. Lots of offers for the young man that can really sling it. Kion Billups, a downhill runner that took on starters minutes last year when Isaiah West was hurt for a majority of the year. Rob Novotny is a senior tight end who will see a lot of time. And they'll start with Kion Billups up the middle and Roman Catholic in there on the stop. Starting receivers for St. Joe's Prep, Jet Harrison, the sophomore at 6'3", son of Marvin Harrison. Alston Frisbee, a junior at 5'10", and Simon Colabardino, a senior at 6 foot. For Roman Catholic, their defense up front, A.J. Wright, Antoine Smith, Jalen Goodwin, and Julian Enoch. Assad Baya and Walt Hudson patrol the middle of the field, and they'll have 5 secondary players. And this time, Billups will get into the secondary on 2nd and 7, lunges forward for 11 and a first down.
Yeah, Billups, just 2 nice runs to start, 1 for 3 yards, and then got the first down and even more that time around.
St. Joe's Prep right back to the line, man in motion. Folk will hand it off up the middle. Not much doing there. Good job by Roman Catholic up front.
Yeah, Walter Hudson Jr., number 26, the linebacker, Roman Catholic, showed blitz there. Did a really good job of hitting Billups at the line of scrimmage. Still got a pretty decent gain, though, for being tackled right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and that one, we're going to see some Amin Williams, a sophomore, number 20. We really didn't see him in last week's game against LaSalle until late in that second, maybe even into the third quarter. That was Williams on that carry. 2nd down and 6. Line to gain is the 41-yard line. St. Joe's Prep in the white and Roman Catholic in the purple. Folk, good-looking throw. It's caught on the outside. Moving the sticks.
That was just such a tight window right there by Folk. If he got that there a second later, that might be an interception. But that was a bang-bang play and a really nice gain for St. Joe's Prep.
Elam Tootle, number 81, splits out wide. He did not play much against LaSalle, but he made that catch. Now, 5 wide and an empty set for Charlie Folk. And there was movement. It was a good throw, but that is a dead ball. Folk is bouncing up and down. Can't believe it. He thought that was going for 6. The movement came from the wide receiver spot.
Yeah, that was the wide receiver at the far edge of the screen there towards the St. Joe's Prep sideline. He just was a man in motion and then just jumped a little early right in front of the ref.
First down, 15 yards to go. Pistol look. It's a deep pistol here for St. Joe's Prep, and they will hand it off the middle. Not much doing there either. Roman Catholic in there on the stop. It's, again, one of those backup running backs. This time Logan Derso, the sophomore at 5'10", a $195. 2nd down and 13 coming up.
We saw this last week with the Hawks, making really good progress and then just kind of shooting themselves on the foot with these drives, with these penalties. I know it was only a 5-yard false start, but they were marching down the field. Now on 2nd long.
Billups back in the backfield. On our side of the field as we see it, Novotny, the tight end, Alston Frisbee, and then Jet Harrison on the outside. Folk. He fires that one towards Jet Harrison, and really good coverage by Ian Stead, number 12. And let's meet the rest of those defensive backfield mates for Roman Catholic. Ian Stead, the senior. On the other side, Chase Hinton, the junior. Xavier Dawson, the sophomore, number 24, patrols the safety. And the free safety is Justice Gaskin. Really like Karan Russell, number 29, who can move up into the box, but will also play in that star position at 6'3", 190. Timeout called by Roman Catholic. 8:42 to play here in this first quarter. St. Joe's Prep's first offensive drive.
Yeah, this feels like a big down. If you get, 5, 6 yards, this might be 4 down territory. But, right on the 50, it's a tough call, especially, with how explosive this Roman Catholic offense is.
We did talk about it in the open, and we'll bring it back here on screen. We're looking at a potential three-way tiebreaker. Let's asterisk and every which way caveat this, Tyler, that there's a really good team in Bonner Prendergast. It's a 4A state champion that has every aspiration to beat LaSalle tomorrow and beat these other two teams and for them to take the championship. They're a really talented crew. Jack Muldoon is the head coach of Bonner Prendergast, and he was an assistant at St. Joe's Prep. He knows how this operates. But it was determined that if Roman Catholic, St. Joe's Prep, and LaSalle were to be tied at one loss apiece, it would come down to a point differential in the games involving these three teams. The only way for that to happen is St. Joe's Prep winning tonight. This might help. Thrown over the top, and it's brought in. Unbelievable play. Alston Frisbee.
How on earth did Frisbee come down with this? Like, that was insane. It looked like he was fully blanketed and almost like a DPI there, but Frisbee pulls it in.
Pulls it off the back of the defender. It's a first down for St. Joe's Prep just inside the 15.
It's exactly the explosive play that the Hawks were looking for.
There's your handoff to Kion Billups. Jukes his way inside the 10. Gain of 5 yards on first down. That's a good start.
Yeah, kudos to this offensive line here for Billups. Got him a nice gain. You see that huge hole he hits. It does close quickly, but his explosiveness gets him in for 4.
Folk, crossing pattern, caught for the touchdown. And it's Jet Harrison on the catch. He is super talented as a sophomore and puts the Hawks on the board first.
Yeah, perfect throw by Folk there. Jet Harrison had a huge week last week, and he continues that tonight.
For St. Joe's Prep, Luke Cochran out there to attempt the extra point, wearing number 19 here tonight. And whistles blow this one dead before the snap. And it's a procedural penalty against St. Joe's Prep, so they'll back this up 5 yards. And they will kick it from the 15-yard line, 25-yard extra point. Yet another whistle before the snap.
Didn't see any laundry this time. There it is in the middle of the field.
And it's a false start against St. Joe's Prep. Back them up yet again. It'll now be a 30-yard extra point. Cochran. A low driving kick, and that is no good. And the Boo Birds are out from the road St. Joe's Prep fans. It is 6-0 in favor of St. Joe's, and we'll meet the Roman Catholic offense next. But Tyler, worth talking about Roman Catholic and Rick Preet and what he has done with this program.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them last year out in Central PA in the state championship. They were really crisp. They were just a touchdown short of winning it all last year in 5A. And it's amazing seeing, we've got to watch this team develop over the last, 6, 7, 8 years, and it's really incredible what we see on the field.
It is hard to imagine that it's year number 7 for Rick Preet. First day on the job, 30 kids in the program. And he says, listen, they were terrific kids. They just had a culture, a mindset that they weren't going to be able to compete at this level. And now they're graduating teams that are state runners-up, teams that have beaten Philadelphia Catholic League champs, and at times last year, 130 players in the program. And we're going to meet some of the top guys in that program right now, guys that are playing at a really high level, starting with the Akron commit, the quarterback Samaj Beals, a young man who continues to add weight. Roman's asking more from him in the run game. He got dinged up at the end of that state championship game, just willing his body to give everything that he could. Career and season records for touchdowns, completions, and attempts in Philadelphia. Just a terrific career, and he's got one more swan song here as a senior. He'll be joined by Ronnie Montgomery in the backfield, and Montgomery gets the opening carry. Burrows forward for a gain of 2 on first down.
And Roman, as we saw a couple weeks ago, in that hurry-up offense, ready to go.
Beals hangs in, takes a shot. He's got it instead, and it goes off the fingertips. That was 6. He had Messiah Acree and Mason Talley beat in the secondary.
Yes, he eased off just a little bit before that ball was thrown, and you could see him turn on the jets there. I thought he almost was able to haul that in with one hand there, and that was going for 6.
And that's one there. Can you leave your feet and go at it with 2 hands? Give up the touchdown, yes, but try to get the completion by laying out for that football. Again, that would have been a terrific catch if he had come up with it. But now an early big 3rd down and 8.
Got to play smart football here. Can absolutely not turn the football over against these Hawks.
5 wide, 1 in motion. Beals steps up and lofts it out of bounds. No chance there. Nice job by St. Joe's Prep. They had the momentary issue letting the wide receiver go over the top, but 2 other big-time defensive plays that will get that defense off the field.
Yeah, that's a huge stop there for St. Joe's Prep. We know how explosive this Roman Catholic offense is, but, their defense did give up 36 to the Explorers just a couple of weeks ago. So, it kind of feels like it needs to be a tit-for-tat situation every time the Hawks score.
A low snap, they get the punt off. Fair caught at the 47-yard line. St. Joe's Prep traditionally really good at getting after the punter. Roman Catholic has struggled at times in the past with their special teams, and you feel like they almost had a big-time issue on that one.
Yeah, it looked like inches away from blocking, but yeah, you always got to hold your breath against St. Joe's Prep when you're punting. They don't even really sell out. They just have really good rushers that are capable of, closing distance really quickly, and that'll be something we need to watch all night, Bob.
St. Joe's Prep back out on the field offensively. 7:10 to play first quarter. Keith Binsfeld doing awesome on the camera. Tyler Kern on color commentary. My name is Bob Long. Thrilled to have everybody along with us here tonight. There's the give right up the middle. Good wiggle inside for Kion Billups. And then the big boys push him forward. Turned a 3-yard gain into a 6-yard gain on first down.
Yeah, and that's crazy to me. You have basically 6 guys on Roman Catholic at the line of scrimmage. You know they're running the ball. You're daring them to run the ball, and they still get 6.
Play made all the way in the secondary by the sophomore Sabir Dawson.
If they can run the ball like this all night, there's not much you can do if you're the KO lights.
And that was a problem last week against LaSalle. St. Joe's Prep trying to get back to their bread and their butter. It'll be 3rd down and 1, likely 4-down territory, exactly where you want to be. Whistles all over the field. Assad Baya checks back into the game in that linebacking core. A lot of times Roman Catholic will go with the nickel, 4 up front, an even front, and then 2 in the linebacking core, which places 5 guys in the defensive secondary. St. Joe's Prep spreads them out wide. 10 personnel as Folk quickly throws it out wide, and that pass was intended for Billups. It was a fastball, and Billups wasn't quite ready for it.
And I think it had to be a fastball. Coron Russell acting as the D-back over there, looking like he's going to cover his man, fakes the blitz, and he puts pressure on Folk right away. Really good play design.
He's going to play in that star here at Roman Catholic, but he will be up front, or at least in the box more often than not. He is a different type player, runs well, physical. He's got 12 offers and so many more to come as just a freshman. He will be playing big-time football in 4 short years.
I can't wrap my head around having that many offers as a freshman, or any offers for that matter.
4th down. St. Joe's Prep runs it up the middle, and they'll get the first down. Needed 2, got 4. And that is a statement, Tyler, early on in this contest.
Yeah, it makes you think on that 3rd down play call, that passing play. You know, I know it was a quick slant, but just seemed like, they had faith in the running game to get it down on 4th and 2.
1st down and 10. Line to gain is the Roman Catholic 30-yard line. Offset pistol. And Charlie Folk is taken down on the play. Missed block by the sophomore Amin Williams.
And you can see it here again, a really well-disguised blitz. 2 linebackers coming in, one of them picked up, one unaccounted for, and Folk felt all of that.
Jaden Thompson, the junior linebacker, doesn't start for this team, but gets a lot of good time in situations like that. 2nd down and 18 yards to go.
It was again that, coverage by Coron Russell. Looked like he was in coverage there, but sold the blitz well as well.
Folk, they're going to throw the screen. It was well diagnosed at first, but how about the move to take it to the 2nd level? He could go all the way. Dives for the pylon. Touchdown, St. Joe's Prep.
What an absolutely insane play. I know we don't see it in the replay there, but there were so many bodies in the middle of the field there. I didn't think there was any way he was getting to the end zone, but just great vision, trust his block, and use that speed.
What a dive right at the pylon as well for Alston Frisbee. He's had 2 huge catches early on in this one, and St. Joe's Prep has jumped Roman Catholic. It's a 12-0 lead.
Seems like St. Joe's Prep is pretty aware of that tiebreaker that you were showing earlier.
Everybody knows about it. We're not breaking any news here other than to share it with our fan base. But the ADs sat down this week to figure that out, and I am certain that St. Joe's Prep knew it in practice. It is one of those things where St. Joe's Prep has last look effectively, right? I mean, Roman Catholic, they know they need to win this game. They always knew they needed to win this game. LaSalle was sitting at home not somewhat, but out of control of the situation. And St. Joe's Prep trying to exercise some demons after a tough loss to their arch rival last week. And already putting it on Roman Catholic. Problem is, Tyler, Roman Catholic has the ability to stretch the field. We saw it. A slightly overthrown ball is the difference between Roman Catholic scoring on their 2nd play of the game.
And now you got to feel like, just to address what happened there, it looked like there was encroachment or something, and St. Joe's Prep chose to decline it instead of going for 2 to maybe make up for that point. I think it shows that they're confident in maintaining the lead, not needing that extra point later.
$13-0. St. Joe's Prep leads over Roman Catholic, 2 for 2 on their offensive drives. Ashton Roberts, number 0, a phenomenally talented young man back deep to receive. Issa Neely looks to be back there as well, number 13. That one is directed towards Neely, who takes it from the 3. And he runs right into the St. Joe's Prep special team unit. What a play. They are flying around out there right now.
I think that was Chase Winterborn who got absolutely shoved. Popped back up real quick here and made the tackle. I had no idea how he popped up so quickly.
Heck of a play.
Yeah. He's a sophomore, and that's how you rise through the ranks. You put your time in on special teams, and you make plays like that.
Roman Catholic goes with 4 wide and whistles before the snap. Flags everywhere.
It was like a double whistle. I don't know what happened there.
Interesting. Picking up the flag. Okay, there were a lot of flags out there to be picked up.
It seemed like there was an erroneous whistle there that threw off Roman Catholic, and then it made him jump.
Beals, well protected. Now that starts to break down. And Beals gets to the sideline and steps out of bounds. That's a loss. That line of scrimmage was at the 15-yard line. He stepped out of bounds at the 11. He was well out of the pocket, would have had no problem just tossing that past the line of scrimmage and out of bounds there, Tyler, and gives up 4 yards for no reason.
Yeah, and this is a 2-3 second get the ball out kind of night for Beals, or he's going to be running a lot more.
Roman Catholic back to the line quickly after the sack. He now steps up, has a lot more room to run. Instead, he flips it over the top. Again, it's overthrown, and again, it was a touchdown, this time for Ashton Roberts if he could have dropped it in the bucket.
And Beals is clearly upset here. He knew he had it. Maybe a little too much adrenaline. Looks like he threw that pretty nicely, too.
And what you don't see in that camera view, there is nothing but green grass. There are no St. Joe's Prep defenders between Roberts and that football.
Feels kind of familiar, similar to the last drive.
Well, I think there might be LaSalle fans at home thinking every one of those was completed 2 weeks ago. And now Beals is taken down. Pressure off the edge. St. Joe's Prep, they get off the field. And it's that young man again, isn't it? Number 42, Chase Winterborn.
Oh, that was a violent sack there. Just got rolled up on. Looks like he's doing all right, but wow. And you're going to see pressure from these Hawks all night, and they're only doing it with 4 guys. They're not blitzing or anything.
And they got the punt off, but it is very short. Takes a Roman Catholic bounce all the way out to the 43-yard line. That's a heck of a lot better than it could have been. It landed inside the 30.
And I think they needed to punt it like that. There was so much pressure. That looked like it was getting blocked all day. You kick that any lower, and that is likely a touchdown for the Hawks.
Well, to beat a team like St. Joe's Prep, Tyler, you cannot overthrow 2 touchdown routes. And that's exactly what it would have been.
Yeah.
Give St. Joe's Prep credit. They are getting in the backfield, Tyler, and making that an off-schedule and an off-balance throw for Beals. That makes it a lot more difficult.
Yeah, I think we're going to be, seeing that as this game progresses. The KU lights will have less and less room for mistakes. And it felt like 2 pretty big mistakes early on, even though it's only the first quarter.
Rob Novotny's the tight end. He's going to line it up in the halfback position as he came in motion. Lead the way on the block. A gain of 2 for Kion Billups. Also leading the way, the left guard, Sean Barth, number 77, helping to shove Kion Billups forward.
Yeah, I don't think Billups has been tackled for a loss yet. No reason to not keep running them here.
And a big gap. Kion Billups leading with the shoulder out of bounds inside the 20.
Huge run for Billups there. Showed really nice vision. if Jed Harrison holds that block for just a second longer, I think that's a touchdown.
Whistles everywhere.
I believe that was a referee timeout.
I didn't see it. Wouldn't have been surprised if it's Roman Catholic with a timeout, but you saw it, Tyler. You said an official timeout.
We'll watch the scoreboard to see if...
Yep, it's Roman Catholic. They're down to 2 timeouts on the scoreboard. So we're playing for a lot more than this here tonight, but I think there's some folks tuning in for exactly what we're putting on the screen right now. In a situation where St. Joe's Prep wins this football game, and these 3 teams then win out against some combination of Father Judge, Cardinal O'Hara, and Bonner Prendergast. That's a big if, by the way, particularly with what Bonner Prendergast has been able to do. It would result in a 3-way tie with 3 teams with the 1 loss: LaSalle, St. Joe's Prep, and Roman Catholic. ADs met this week and determined that the protocol would be a situation where you'd have point differential in those games in question. So LaSalle versus Roman Catholic versus St. Joe's Prep, and LaSalle versus St. Joe's Prep. First down and 10. Up the middle. Kion Billups, not much doing there. And so what does that mean? LaSalle is done in those games. Lost to Roman Catholic, beat St. Joe's Prep. They're +8 after the +11 against St. Joe's Prep, -3 against Roman Catholic. St. Joe's Prep -11 and Roman Catholic +3. If Roman Catholic loses this one, they can't jump LaSalle, certainly. So they would be out of that tiebreaker situation. St. Joe's Prep would need to beat Roman Catholic by 20 points here tonight. And if they do that, they would win a 3-way tiebreak for the regular season title, which is the Philadelphia Catholic League Red Division title. Charlie Falk trying to get to that number right now. Makes a throw to the end zone. It was incomplete. Intended for Alston Frisbee. Nearly made another spectacular catch.
Yeah, I thought Frisbee might have come down with that with one hand. It was so close, and he is blanketed here. I mean, just look at this.
3rd down and 6. Potential 4-down territory here for St. Joe's Prep. Harrison out wide. Frisbee in the slot. On 3rd down. Falk gets rid of it, and it's incomplete. He took a hit in the backfield. He was trying to set up the screen, but again, Tyler, too pressure, too much, too quick. And he couldn't get the ball to Amin Williams.
Yeah, it didn't take much of a hit there. It looked worse when I saw the aftermath.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, that's the right play there. You're not taking a loss there. Really decision time here for St. Joe's Prep.
You know who actually took the hit is Amin Williams in the backfield there. He never had a chance to get out into the flat.
This is another big situation. The 3rd of the first quarter.
4th down. Line to gain just outside the 10-yard line. St. Joe's Prep wouldn't be surprised if they perhaps look for something on the Roman Catholic defense. Will they snap it? Would they be comfortable from this field goal range? This does not surprise me. If they don't get the look they like, I would not be surprised to see the personnel change here. It would be approximately a 34-yard field goal. They did miss an extra point from about this length after 2 procedural penalties. So what say you? What would you do if you're the offensive coordinator at St. Joe's Prep?
I'm not too familiar with their kicking situation. I know last year it was stellar. I would take the 3 if you feel confident. If not, you don't have much to lose if you don't convert here. Other than 6 points, I suppose.
So here we go, coming out of the timeout. I haven't seen a single change in personnel. Charlie Falk is coming back out, as is the rest of that offense. It'll be 4th down and 6. The Hawks are going for it. Maybe an early gut punch here if they could score, or at least keep this drive going. Can Roman Catholic get off the field? They have one safety high. 4 wide for St. Joe's Prep. They'll throw the lob towards the corner. It's great defense by Roman Catholic, and they'll get off the field. Ian Stead in there on coverage.
Stead with some incredible coverage here. You can just see him locked up with his man. Gets a hand on the football. Doesn't even give that a chance. I really like the no call. I think it was really great coverage. And Stead with a huge play. That would have been a gut punch.
So now Roman Catholic gets their first stop of the night defensively. And Beals, bear in mind, has had 2 shots over the top that haven't gone. That's a pitch to the edge. And Roman Catholic, there's the start you're looking for. Go right back to the guy that made the play defensively on that 4th down stop. Ian Stead on the pitch.
Yeah, that had me confused as well. I had no idea the ball's in Stead's hands until he was 5 yards down the field. Ran for a lot more there. I think that's what you got to do in this game. You got to scheme up well.
Roman likes to go quick. Samaj Beals got away from 1. And he'll turn it upfield. There is a flag that comes in the area of holding. So this should be coming back.
We just caught the tail end of that, but the way he avoided that sack just did not compute with me. I have no idea how he avoided that. Kind of a bummer to see a flag on that because that was such a great play from Beals to extend that.
You see this a lot with defenses against more traditional quarterbacks. You like to come from the blind side, but you see it with guys like Josh Allen. When you are scheming against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, he's so good at escaping to his strong right-hand side and then finding guys down the field that you actually think about, okay, send guys, even though he's going to be able to see it, right, in theory, that's his escape hatch. He's much more comfortable that way. Throw the pressure in that direction. It's well schemed. It's well designed. Just a better play by Beals to get out of that tackle.
And this penalty really hurt them, too, because they
were
starting to, I mean, not just the yardage, but they had them on their heels a bit there with that hurry-up offense, and this slowed everything down.
First down, 10 yards to go, or 20, beg your pardon. They got to get all the way out to the 45-yard line. St. Joe's Prep got hats to the football well on that defensive play, even on the scramble. Beals is tripped up from behind. One-on-one action, no chance for Beals. Tripped up by John Boggs, class of 2027.
You can see John Boggs there showing the blitz. Beals thought he had more time, could escape that. Boggs just closed in way too quick, and this is second in an eternity.
St. Joe's Prep lost Cam Smith and Anthony Sacca last year in that linebacking core. Returns an absolute stud in Brandon Lockley, but the question was who else was going to pick up the slack, and they are overjoyed with John Boggs and what he brings to the table. Was hurt for a little bit in the early portion of the year. Now he's back healthy. More laundry against Roman Catholic. No, they are pointing St. Joe's Prep's way for an encroachment. It must, well, maybe that's just a high school rule for you here. I was going to say, did that induce the offense to false start? At the college level, pro level, you normally let that play out unless he's unabated to the quarterback, but I believe that's a high school wrinkle there. They'll run the screen, and it's incomplete.
I mean, if you look at this, there's absolutely nothing the KO Lights can do on this play. It's just a free run at Beals, which is kind of the point, I guess. And now that right tackle just got beat. But even if they pull in that catch, that is a tackle for loss.
Similar type play where we saw Amin Williams get caught up in those offensive linemen on the other side, or the defensive linemen, beg your pardon. That happened there to Ronnie Montgomery. Now third down and a long way to go. Beals will take a shot. He's got a man over the top. This one's caught. Issa Neely. 1 out of 3 ain't bad. That time Roman Catholic goes the distance.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. That's triple coverage right there. What a dime from Beals. I was just saying, like, what do you do against this Hawks defense if you don't have time for these long developing routes? But that time, Beals made it work.
And beg your pardon, it looks like a 13. That's 0. That's Ashton Roberts. No surprise that Ashton Roberts gets back behind the defense. Spectacularly talented young man, hurt a lot of last year and the year prior. So talented, and yet schools are saying, yeah, we see it. We see the 4.38 speed. We see the elite route running. We see the twitch. Now just show it to me on film, and the offers will come wrapped up and will come in like wildfire. Well, send them that film right there. Outrunning 3 defensive backs for St. Joe's Prep. And so now Roman Catholic right back in the football game. I get it, triple coverage, Tyler. I don't know how you let a receiver over the top for the 3rd time in a game like this in a 3rd and 22 situation, though.
No, I completely agree. And, I mean, just look at the score. It feels like St. Joe's Prep has just been suffocating, but it's less than a touchdown away and an extra point. And I think we see how the KULites could win tonight is on these long bombs from Beals. I don't think they're going to get much in the run game. I don't think they're going to get much in the screen game. You know, maybe some quick slants, but they really need the time from that offensive line to let those plays develop. And Beals just needs to hit his guy. What an insane play.
You see it 3 times on repeat. They've had the same look 3 different times. That time St. Joe's Prep did have a safety, just didn't get there quickly enough. And it had to be a perfect throw, and it was. Eli Pollock, it's a live football, and St. Joe's Prep scoops it up at the 35. I like the aggressiveness from Rick Preet. Why not, right? Play with some house money here.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really nice kick. Like you said, it almost seemed like there was no urgency.
It's a solid scoop there. Had to be.
Yeah.
Roman Catholic had the numbers there if that was bobbled in any way. That's also one there where if St. Joe's Prep does have a problem fielding it, it is right by the sideline. You can almost bat that out of bounds and retain possession that way. But the hands team in there to scoop it up. 26 seconds to play here in the first quarter. There's the handoff to Kion Billups. Running downhill off the right side of that offensive line. He got 4.
Thought that was a pretty generous spot there. I didn't see Billups. No, that looks...
Yeah, I don't think he got out to the 39-yard line. I'm with you.
Yeah, maybe the 38, 37 and a half. Thought that was pretty generous.
End of the first quarter. It's been a really good one here from Widener University, St. Joe's Prep, Roman Catholic. What looked like it could have gotten away from Roman Catholic early. KULites get a big stop defensively instead. And then Beals goes over the top to Ashton Roberts on 3rd and long for 6 to cut this one to a 1-possession game. Stay with us.
More people are choosing Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove for the outstanding customer service and the extraordinary selection of Infiniti vehicles. Like the all-new 2025 QX80, it's unlike any luxury SUV you've ever experienced. With an all-new design and groundbreaking technology, the Infiniti QX80 has set a new standard in its class. Come experience the QX80 and the entire Infiniti lineup at Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove. To be sure.
Next Play Basketball is the largest AAU program in the greater Philadelphia area. Next Play also offers camps, clinics, and private training for boys and girls, 3rd to 12th graders. They teach the Next Play mentality to help athletes have success on and off the court. Start of the second quarter here on Bob Long Sports. It's 2nd down and 6. Folk cuts behind his intended receiver on the outside. 3rd down. Intended receiver. It's like a new guy out there, actually. Number 83 for St. Joe's Prep, Devin Berger, perhaps.
I see 81 actually.
Oh, yep. Elam Tootle. That's right. We mentioned him before.
Yeah, just the rare miscommunication. This is a huge third down.
Line to gain is the 45-yard line on this side of the field. Tootle is alone at the X position, trips to the far side of the field. Folk, he can step up and run with it. He'll get to the line and step out of bounds at the 49 on the other side of the field. He has that ability, Tyler. He's done it in big games over his 2-year starting career.
Yeah, I mean, just look at all this green grass in front of him with a blocker as well. That would have been quite a swing if the KO Lights stopped them there, but the Hawks march on.
When you go man defense, unless you have a spy, your backs are going to be turned as defensive backs. And Charlie Folk has more than enough athleticism to take advantage. I think back to game number 2 against LaSalle last year. He bailed out St. Joe's Prep on a number of occasions there. He's looking to do it again. Avoids one. Spins away. And nearly intercepted. That ball's just got to go out of bounds there.
That was such a dangerous throw by Folk here.
Burgess was in there on the coverage. He gets 2 hands on the football. And you're looking at 3 plays now for Roman Catholic. The 2 bombs that were not completed, and that one where Burgess is going to want that back, no question about it. A game of big plays, big swings on both sides.
I mean, the Roman just has to keep dialing up these blitzes. They're getting so much pressure on Folk.
2nd down and 10. There's the handoff, and Roman Catholic, it'll be a loss of 1. Back to the 50-yard line. Bunch of guys in there on the stop.
Yeah, it was a good team tackle. And again, I think there was just, a yellow helmet right there. A lot of guys on the line of scrimmage from the KO Lights. You're trusting your D-backs here to blanket these receivers. They've been doing a great job of it tonight, actually. I think you still go heavy on the blitz, especially 3rd down like this.
Need to get to the 39 for the 1st down. Possible 4-down territory again. They bring the free blitzer. Folk evades one, and that one's incomplete. Another one where Roman Catholic gets the hand on the ball first. What a play by Ian Stead, and it's going to be the 2nd time in a row that Ian Stead makes a defensive play to get the Roman Catholic defense off the field.
Until they prove you otherwise, there's no reason not to blitz. It's just working. It's putting so much pressure on Folk, and he's throwing dangerous footballs out there. A little dangerous for the Hawks, I should say.
That's a nice kick. It will take a hop. Roman Catholic scurries away and nestles at the 17-yard line for Roman Catholic. Boy, do you hear it, Tyler, in this building. I do think it's a partisan St. Joe's Prep crowd, and the natives are getting a little restless here after the last 2 drives went begging and seeing what Roman Catholic can do to take the top off.
Yeah, I mean, a rare loss for this, fan base last week as well in the regular season. I mean, obviously, quadruple overtime last year, they were delivered a loss, but, maybe just not used to this type of competition in the Philadelphia Catholic League. KO Lights are putting something together here.
And that's a low snap. Samaj Beals falls on the football. It's a huge loss, though, back to the 5-yard line. How to dismantle momentum in one play.
Yeah, I spoke that one into existence. They're certainly putting something together here. Beals almost didn't get down on that. I'm glad he committed last second, but.
So all the way back to the 5. Up front for St. Joe's Prep, Colton Anderson, Alex Haskell, Jason Nitz, Anthony Schooley. Talked about John Boggs and Brandon Lockley in the linebacking core. A.J. Joseph will also play in the linebacking core, and they'll bring some pressure. And he got rid of the football. Is there a man in the area? If not, it'll be a safety.
There is no one in the area there.
And you see the tail end here Will the officials throw the flag? We're looking at the white hat. St. Joe's Prep fans, boisterous. I don't think this is adjudicated yet. The white hat is still discussing.
Oh, my goodness. They're still discussing.
They absolutely are. There's no call on the field quite yet. Was there a receiver in the area? Beals may have been looking to somebody in the flat, but he broke off the route and went deep. I could see absolutely the argument from St. Joe's Prep for the intentional grounding, which would result in the safety since it occurred in the end zone, but we play on.
That was just two compound mistakes from the KUites back to back, and they got away with one there.
3rd down and 22. Romans got them right where they want them. Beals takes off, and he'll get taken down. Of course, that's tongue-in-cheek, Tyler. It was 3rd and 21 when they threw it over the top for the touchdown on the last drive, but this time, St. Joe's Prep off the field.
Yeah, that's I was going to correct you there, but I figured there was something I was missing.
Yes.
Something, yeah. Now I am picking up what you're putting down there,
You know,
Bob.
those are the best jokes, the ones you have to explain.
Yeah, I've heard that. Good for your stand-up career. And this is a huge punt here.
And they got it off. It might have been tipped, but it will bounce down the field all the way to the 49-yard line. Hard to imagine.
The KUites better hope that they don't have to punt much more because the Hawks are going to home on one of these ones.
So 1st and 10.
And they get the football pretty similar to where they were, 4 downs ago, the Hawks. They were right around there, the midfield line there, and their defense kind of paid off there. I think fans here would have preferred, 2 extra points on the board and the Hawks to have the ball, but
mark it right at the 50, 1st and 10. Alston Frisbee now this time lines up as the Y on our side of the field. St. Joe's Prep runs it up the middle, spinning his way to the second level. Kion Billups and stood up after a gain of 4.
Yeah, I don't know how Billups got that yardage there. There was a lot of congestion in here. You can watch this on the replay here. He just makes a nice move, gets to the second level there for a nice gain of 4. As you're approaching 4 down territory here.
2nd down. Single high safety for Roman Catholic is Justice Gaskin. Falk on the out, and that was mistimed there, intended for Jet Harrison.
And Falk wants that one back, put his hands on his head, bent over. He knew he had Jet there. You got to get a few yards here, I think, and then you're feeling comfortable going for it on 4th down.
Gaskin, the Stony Brook commit, again, the guy playing center field here for Roman Catholic. 3 wide, including Tootle, playing in the X position. Novotny at tight end. Jet at X.
You got at least 6 guys blitzing right here.
3rd down. Falk, crossing pattern, it's caught for Jet Harrison. 1st down on the RPO, good pull by Falk.
Yeah, I love that play design here. You know you got to get it out quick. You know you don't have much time. Honestly, a really good job by that offensive line. There was no pressure on Falk there, and he delivered a dime.
Big movement of the sticks here as St. Joe's Prep looks to take back the momentum in this football game. There's the handoff. Phillips getting downhill, wrestled to the ground at the 32-yard line after a gain of 6.
Hawks kind of take the anti-Cahillite approach here. No rush. They let the defense develop. They usually look to the sideline here.
There's the handoff again. Got to the second level inside the 25. Keep riding Kion Billups.
I mean, he's good for at least 4 yards each time, and he's shown the ability to break away for a couple too. So Billups has it. Keep it going.
First down and 10. Old reliable, Kion Billups this time does get to the edge, and Kion Billups will score.
Kion Billups just looks like the best player on the field out there tonight. He looks really good. Not much there. Lets his block develop there. Maybe a bit of a hold there, but Billups, explosive to the end zone.
That was power there for St. Joe's Prep. Pulled the offensive tackle. Beg your pardon, that's really the center, isn't it? Jake Namnon, number 62. He pulled there. Very athletic from Namnon. Got to the edge. That was the one you thought maybe a little grab.
Nah, I don't think it was worth calling. I like the play on the call on the field there.
But follow that block. Kion Billups off the edge.
And that just shows, like, you know, the kind of player Billups is. The really good running back, let those blocks develop, trust the big man up front, and then, you know, seize the opportunity.
13-point game. Second quarter, 6:50 to play here from Quick Stadium, home of the Widener Pride. Chance to tell you about next upcoming broadcast on Bob Long Sports, which is coming up tomorrow, 1 o'clock, from William Tennant High School, LaSalle. Reigning Philadelphia Catholic League champion, taking on Bonner Prendergast, reigning 4A state champion, which should be one heck of a football game. Bonner Prendergast 2-0 in the Catholic League, and trying to put to bed this whole three-way tiebreak discussion. St. Joe's Prep will kick this one away. Angled towards Issa Neely, who takes it from the 1. And Neely's taken down at the 11-yard line. How about the play from St. Joe's Prep special teams? Are you kidding me? Again, number 42 in on every single play, Chase Winterborn.
Yeah, he's having himself a night on this kickoff team. Honestly, I won't say they're the difference maker, but the Hawks special teams has always just been so stellar, tonight being no exception.
First down and 10. Two backs in the backfield with Samaj Beals. And a good start on first down out to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, I really like that two-back look here. Gets a nice lead block, almost like a fullback. Really sprung that run there. There isn't much of a hole there.
And quickly back to action. St. Joe's Prep gets in there with the stop.
Only downside of this hurry-up offense is if you don't get it here, the defense is back out on the field.
Stead will line up tight. Beals has to step up. Trying to do it with his legs, and he sure does. Makes one miss. He's got one block that he needs, and he's across the 50. I hope we can get back to this move here. We sure can.
Look at this. Might be able to see the turf bead shoot up here. That was a huge play by Beals. Didn't seem like he had a spy on that play.
Another third down, huge play. And he instead will dance along the sideline and get just a couple, maybe 2 yards on first down.
Yeah, this feels a little more familiar with the KO lights, the way they're marching down the field and quickly.
whistles. I don't think a flag. I didn't see laundry. St. Joe's Prep may just want to slow down this pace. And it is. Timeout called by St. Joe's Prep.
Yeah, it's almost kind of nice to have like these, the KO starting on their own 10 because it gives a lot of room. If they get these first downs and convert them, they can really wear down this defense, which will pay dividends later in the game.
Let's give some love to some of our normal sponsors here. Great American Pub, great spot to enjoy yourself with family and friends before, during, or after the big game. With 3 locations, Conshohocken, Wayne, and Phoenixville, there's always a Great American Pub near you. On a nice day, check out the rooftop bar in Conshohocken or take your family to a nice dinner. Thanks to Chuck Hempshire, supporter of Bob Long Sports, as well as his son, who played high school football and now is involved with the business. Go check him out and tell him that Bob Long Sports sent you. Beals moves to his right, and he'll just take the yardage and get very close to the first down marker. It'll be about 2 yards short.
I think this replay will just show you how much faster he is than anyone on the field. Looks like he's jogging.
Jason Nitz and Alex Haskell, the Penn State commit, were guys in pursuit. 3rd down, 4-down territory here for Roman Catholic without a question. They're not going to need 4th down. There's Ian Stead making another guy juke in the open field.
Yeah, Stead just so quick. You can see that speed, but also the ability to pivot as they're at the line yet again.
Beals steps up and gets rid of it. It's caught inside the 10. How did he do that? Ian Stead on the catch.
Beals is just a magician. I mean, look at this. The pocket collapses around him. Look at this. I don't know how he gets this ball off to Stead, who just manages to get open again.
Right back to the line. And Beals will take off. Beals makes another one miss. Touchdown, Roman Catholic.
I mean, what do you say there? Look at this. Watch this play. He just lets the play develop. He's in no rush at all here. As you catch the tail end there, he makes an insane juke. It's like he was walking in the first half and then just exploded into the end zone.
So all of a sudden, we got ourselves a little bit of a shootout here.
Can't help but think if that missed extra point after the 2 procedural penalties will come into play in the second half.
Another 3rd down where Roman Catholic moved the sticks way back in their side of the field. First one, that's no good, by the way, so out goes that theory.
It was a short-winded theory, Bob.
It sure was.
Less than a whole 5 seconds.
But Roman Catholic, after the big conversion on the other side of the field, relies on Samaj Beals off schedule with his legs and with his arm to move down the field and score. This portion of today's game is brought to you by Riley Rakowski and Malloy Funeral Home, an enthusiastic supporter of Bob Long Sports and our telecasts. Andrew Buddha Rakowski sends his best to student athletes all over playing high school athletics. He was a big athlete himself back when he went to LaSalle High School during his formative years, and we appreciate what he does. Ballad Dermatology, Dr. Mary Griffin, offering cosmetic, skincare, and comprehensive medical and cosmetic care. Providing early detection and treatment of skin cancer, treatment of all skin conditions, and many cosmetic options to reduce sun damage and help you love your skin. Visit them online at balladdermatology.com or call Dr. Mary Griffin at 610-664-3300. St. Joe's Prep, Messiah Acree. Acree is still on his feet. And now he's got blocking. Acree taken down at the 31.
Just an insane play there. Look at this pivot. Great vision on the field. There's almost no yellow helmets over there. Still letting his blocks develop. Gets all the way down to the 32-yard line of the Cahill-ites. Interesting kick, too. It seemed like a mix of a squib kick there.
Yeah, and not particularly well covered, Tyler.
Yeah, I don't really understand what the play design was there. I mean, they showed a nice, not onside kick, but, a mix between that and a squib kick on the last time. They almost came up with the football, and I don't think they're going to be doing that again tonight.
First down and 10 for St. Joe's Prep with a 7-point lead. Going back to Billups, this time hits the wall and dropped for a gain of just 1, maybe a half yard at most.
And I think this speaks to Billups because that is his shortest run of the night.
First time he's been hit in the backfield.
Yeah, I think his shortest run was 4 yards before this. Don't have the stats in front of me, but.
Offset pistol. And Billups, there's a flag coming down from the opposite side of the field. That was quick. I wonder if that's an illegal formation or an illegal shift based upon how quickly that flag was thrown.
I want to give credit while we're waiting for this for Walter Hudson Jr. He's the blitzer on the edge. There's a bit of an RPO there. Folks looking right at him, and he's going right at both him and Billups, and he wasn't able to make a decision there. Might not matter depending on this flag.
Long wait here.
A lot of discussion tonight.
And so this is going to go against St. Joe's Prep because Rick Preet will have the option to accept the penalty, which I assume he will. That was a gain of 3 yards on second down, or accept what I believe will be an illegal shift or perhaps an illegal formation. Did that receiver on the other side need to get onto the line of scrimmage, and did he do that when he was in motion? 5-yard penalty would likely be the verdict.
There's a huge discussion down there with the Roman head coach.
Or they'll pick up the flag, and they called Rick Preet over to tell him about it.
They spoke with him for about 15 seconds there.
Very interesting.
All right.
You'd normally just pick up the flag without asking the opposing coach.
Are you okay if we pick up the flag here? Would that be okay with you?
Oh, listen, great crew here tonight as well. It's hard when they are not mic'd up, and I am team mic up all the officials.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? I mean, there's enough confusion to begin with. It's a complicated game. At least give the fans, and I know that all the officials want that as well. So now it is third down, and Billups, he will get close. He was driven back a yard short of the line to gain, and it will be 4th down and 1. No question the offense will stay on the field, I would only imagine.
I love that call to give the rock to Billups there. He just did such a nice job with that full head of steam. Makes us 4th and very manageable. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to Billups. Maybe a little RPO action on 4th down.
St. Joe's Prep in no hurry. Bear in mind the clock here in the second quarter as well. If they are going to score, they want to score with as little time left on the clock as possible. Roman Catholic does get the football to begin the second half. 4th down and a long one. And flags come in. It comes in from the back judge, which is almost always delay of game. And it is inexcusable from St. Joe's Prep.
Oh, my goodness. They did take time, just too much time there. I felt like that was a little over the limit.
Again, worth noting, there is no play clock. There's a play clock here that they could use, but either electing to use it or league rules to not use it. You're looking at the official who will give you a signal when there's 10 seconds left, and St. Joe's Prep missed it. Line to gain for the first down is just outside the 20. Fourth down, and we'll call it a long 6. Folk in the shotgun. Roman brings the pressure. He'll take the shot to the end zone, and it's intercepted. Intercepted, and it is a touchback for Roman Catholic. Hamir Lowry.
And I don't know who that ball is to, actually, if you're Charlie Folk there. It seemed like it was between both of the receivers.
And Lowry, by the way, is a young man, if I'm remembering correctly. Didn't he have the game-sealing interception against LaSalle as well?
He did.
So they give him the touchback. There is question, healthy discussion amongst the fan base in front of us from St. Joe's Prep as to whether that should have been a touchback or downed at the 1.
Diplomatic.
Diplomatic indeed. From the 20-yard line, though, Roman Catholic with all day to drive down the field. Good start. It's caught by Ian Stead. First down and a gain of 17.
Stead is playing like a stud tonight, and you know that Roman Catholic, regardless of the clock situation, is just going to snap this football as fast as humanly possible.
Back to live action as Beals takes another shot. There was contact and a flag comes in.
I do agree with that. He was holding his arm there. You'll see this on the replay.
Was it catchable or not?
I would say yes. Or too close to not call it.
So the only thing that slows down the hurry-up Roman Catholic offense is a defensive penalty. Move the sticks 15 yards from the original spot. Takes them across midfield and into St. Joe's Prep territory. No, I beg your pardon. Okay, I guess not. Just inside the 50. Whistles everywhere. Confusion all over the place.
A lot of confusion down there.
Empty set for Samaj Beals. Beals takes a shot. Got a man! Incomplete.
I thought that was a dime from Beals as well. I think that was completely catchable. Obviously, you'll see it just seemed like he extended too early almost.
Yeah, it's catchable. Ashton Roberts. That's another one, though, where Roman Catholic just overthrows, whether that's quarterback, wide receiver, or a little bit of both.
You can tell that Beals is feeling pretty confident, more so in the second quarter than the first.
And they're comfortable with the St. Joe's Prep secondary. They think that can be exploited. In past years, that wasn't the case. They run the screen. And right into the St. Joe's Prep defense. Big hit. Alex Haskell, number 10, cleaned it up.
And you start thinking about, I know the clock's winded down a bit here, but if this is an incomplete pass.
St. Joe's Prep has plenty of time. They can send the house to punt, absolutely.
Well, do you punt it?
Third down and 10. Beals runs away and steps out of bounds and sets up that very decision, Tyler.
I think you go for this all day. The Hawks have just been too close with these punt blocks. 4th and 5. You got the legs of Samaj Beals. Maybe that empty set again.
Well, do you start to trust that defense a little bit more that's now made a bunch of stops here in the second quarter?
I think it's kind of trusting them either way here. I like the play call to go for this.
Line to gain is the 42. Put it in the hands of Samaj Beals and trust him to make the right decision. Roman Catholic's been doing it for years. Keep an eye on Ian Stead, lined up in the slot, number 12. St. Joe's Prep brings the pressure. It's caught by Issa. Neely has the first down and gets out of bounds at the 37.
And Samaj Beals just looks so cool, calm, and collected here. Look at this pressure coming off the edge immediately. He timed that really well. He is so frustrating to play against.
LaSalle figured it out. Gave up 39 points to Roman Catholic last 2 weeks ago, beg your pardon.
I don't think the Hawks will be giving up 39 points, but it will be a high-scoring game.
Well, they're a touchdown away from getting 20 in the first half. Beals. He's taken down in the field of play. Clock will tick under a minute and 5 seconds to play. Second down and about 12 upcoming. Still plenty of time here for Roman Catholic. They have the 2 timeouts with which to work.
That was a great tackle on Beals. That's not something they teach you in practice there. That open field tackle on someone so shifty.
So he's tackled with about a minute 5. 20 seconds have come off the clock as the ball is snapped. Beals has all the room in the world to run. He'll get everything he can and step out of bounds. Good job to avoid a hit and stop the clock with 36 seconds left.
Yeah, we got a 3rd and short situation here. I don't think you need to take a shot yet. You can keep kind of working down the field, especially with Beals' legs, but I think you start thinking about the end zone the next play or two.
5 wide yet again. Josh Allen type ball here for Roman Catholic. Pitch and catch, first down. They will stop the clock momentarily as they move the chains. 29.5 seconds to play, still 2 timeouts for Roman Catholic. Managing this clock very well, and now a timeout is called.
I think this is the exciting game we were expecting here tonight, Bob.
And I still haven't seen who called it, and it is now deemed Roman Catholic. As you were. The exciting game you were expecting?
Oh, it's happening.
That's it. Dynamite drop in there, Danny. No, hey, what did you expect coming into tonight?
Just the back and forth kind of all night. I didn't really expect the high shootout that we saw with the Explorers, but you know, I was expecting, you know, a 3-point game, you know, to end it. It wasn't looking like the case after that halfway through the first quarter, but credit to the KUites for hanging in there and playing their game.
First down and 10 for Roman Catholic, 29 seconds to play. Somebody's actually joining him in the backfield. Now they'll vacate, and it's a bad snap. Picked up by Issa Neely. They need to call that last time out now.
What happened there? That was insane.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to get back to it.
And the Hawks have the football.
And was that called? Was that signaled to St. Joe's Prep?
It looks like it.
Wow. It looked like Neely was on the football, to me.
What a devastating mistake. It's quiet here. I don't know how you know, so Beals was talking to his guy in the backfield and the ball was snapped.
That's right. It was Neely going in motion. Beg your pardon, he instead was the man in motion. What a mistake indeed. You think about middle 8, Roman Catholic had the opportunity to score in the final minute and get the football back to start the second half. And now if you're St. Joe's Prep, I do think you run something deep here.
Yeah, I don't think you have a ton to lose, even if you do turn the ball over deep. Wow, what a swing of momentum. There's been a lot of that tonight, but nothing as devastating as that.
Now, look at this. Okay, so the call was changed.
Okay.
And that's what I saw on the field, right? That's what you saw as well.
I agreed. Yeah, I just saw, you know, offensive linemen for the Hawks out on the field and the celebration.
Okay,
so.
This feels like the proper adjudication. Stead was on the football.
Yeah.
Down.
Well, now you got to go deep. I said it in the next couple plays, and here we are.
St. Joe's Prep with 2 safeties. Beals. St. Joe's Prep does well to keep him in the pocket, throws it away. Out of the pocket, past the line of scrimmage. Should not be intentional grounding. 15.5 seconds to play.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Roman Catholic, you got to take 2 shots here, pretty much. Let the clock run out.
Because they should have no timeouts left, correct? The scoreboard says 2, but I just think that's a little latent on the ticking there. They took the first timeout.
I thought I had him at 1, but you might be right. Oh. And a penalty.
There it is. Okay, so they did call intentional grounding against Samaj Beals.
That's so wild to me because that by definition was not intentional grounding, but before was absolutely intentional grounding.
Yeah, perhaps he's got to get it out of bounds there. Out of the pocket. He did get it past the line of scrimmage. Didn't get it out of bounds.
I'll have to thumb through my high school
NFHS rulebook.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe a light reading before bed.
And so I think this is the right decision here as well, but I think St. Joe's Prep is going to call a timeout. They're in the victory formation. And if I'm Samaj Beals, I'm taking a few extra steps back before I actually put my knee on the ground. Can I take 3 seconds off the clock here?
Nope.
Yep, absolutely. Timeout. St. Joe's Prep. It's the right decision. Less than 1 second comes off the board. And now on 4th down, Roman Catholic will have to punt the football away.
And we've just seen how close they've gotten to blocking these punts. I don't feel good about this. You just need to get it off cleanly. It doesn't need to be super deep. Preferably a high hang time punt.
Yeah, you don't want a return here. St. Joe's Prep, I wouldn't even be surprised if they don't have anyone back. I mean, they may put one guy back, but I don't think they're they're blocking for the return. I think they're going for the punt block here.
They're absolutely selling out, and I don't think they've done that yet. They've gotten close every time, so sweating bullets a bit here if
nervy moments for Roman Catholic. So you think you have an improved special teams unit, huh? This is what they call the acid test. Can you be up to task, and can you get a clean punt off when you know that the opposition is coming after it? How about Troy Cook, the sophomore linebacker, back deep to punt? It's been a little bit of a rotating door at that position. Here we go. Got it off, and it's a really good punt. Fair caught with 8 seconds left at the 28-yard line, and Roman Catholic avoids disaster.
They've been fingertips away from blocking it twice tonight.
Unblocked off the edge.
Just like they drew it up. Interesting in the Hawks play call here. It's, either way, I think you take the knee, but looks like Folk is in shotgun, so they will not be doing that.
Just 8 seconds to go. Remember, Roman Catholic will get the football to start the second half. And they'll run it one time. Billups, ball is out. Roman Catholic has it, and there's 3 seconds on the clock. You just can't write this.
Yeah, I mean, I felt good about a knee there. And I don't think this really gives Roman, it would be really difficult to get a touchdown here. You got one play. All right, we'll play you drawn up here. I'm looking for my guy, Steve Jr. If I am Samaj Beals here.
One play to end the half. Beals Fires to the sideline, caught, and stepped out of bounds. That will end the half. So pads the stats maybe just a hair. But St. Joe's Prep avoids disaster. Some curious decisions from both teams offensively down the stretch. But it ends up with a first half score of St. Joe's Prep 20, Roman Catholic 13. We'll take a break and we'll come back on the other side. You're watching Bob Long Sports.
We're here to show you a better way to spend your state income taxes and get the money to where it's needed to most to the thousands of qualified kids.
What we like about Blocks is they really know where the need is.
This program ensures that their dollars come 100% into these kids for their assistance.
If you are able, Blocks makes the EITC piece go very quickly and very smoothly.
Turn your PA State tax liability into need-based scholarships and receive a 90% tax credit.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Meet David and Kay May, a dynamic team with a shared mission to help you turn your real estate dreams into reality. What sets them apart? Their wealth of experience, combined with a genuine passion for guiding clients every step of the way. They believe everyone deserves personalized attention, fair treatment, and expert advice throughout the process, ensuring your journey is smooth and successful. David and Kay go above and beyond to meet your needs, ensuring expectations are not just met, but exceeded. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned investor, their personalized approach and commitment to service make every real estate journey smooth and rewarding. Contact them today to get started on your next real estate adventure.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make. some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
When your car needs repairs and you can't wait, Meineke can help. With life's crazy schedule between work and family, you'll love Meineke's same-day service. Call today and Meineke will get your car in today. For new brakes, exhaust repairs, or your check engine light comes on, trust Meineke to do the job right. And families have been coming to Meineke for years because Meineke works on any make or model vehicle. Same-day service, value, and trust. Meineke, doing car care right.
Be a part of the biggest live events. The must-see matches. The game day celebrations. Experience live sports and entertainment the way they're meant to be seen. With Joe Hand Promotions, the global leader of live entertainment for bars, restaurants, and cinemas. Create unforgettable moments that fans won't want to miss. Keep the food and drinks flowing with watch parties that will bring customers in the door and expand dwell time. And watch as these visitors turn into loyal customers with exclusive content relationships with the nation's largest sports and entertainment providers. In over 10,000 bars, restaurants, and cinemas across America, and customizable packages for every type of venue. Make your business the place for the next must-see event. Because if fans can't make it to the stadium or arena, your venue is the next best place.
More people are choosing Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove for the outstanding customer service and the extraordinary selection of Infiniti vehicles. Like the all-new 2025 QX80, it's unlike any luxury SUV you've ever experienced. With an all-new design and groundbreaking technology, the Infiniti QX80 has set a new standard in its class. Come experience the QX80 and the entire Infiniti lineup at Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove. To be sure.
Next Play Basketball is the largest AAU program in the greater Philadelphia area. Next Play also offers camps, clinics, and private training for boys and girls, 3rd to 12th graders. They teach the Next Play mentality to help athletes have success on and off the court. Next Play coaches focus on each player's development through high-level coaching and a competitive environment. If you would like to join the Next Play family, go to nextplaybasketball.com for more information. They will be hosting spring tryouts starting in January. Welcome back, folks. It's halftime here from Widener University. Quick field. It's a great spot for high school athletics. Our second time here, Bob Long, Tyler Kern. St. Joe's Prep leads Roman Catholic 20-13. It's been one heck of a football game thus far, and we're looking forward to the second half. Tyler, we teased it, we talked about it, we showed it up on the screen. Why don't we show it again? There is a lot riding on this football game here tonight, particularly for a team that has absolutely no control over what happens in it. And, of course, I'm talking about LaSalle High School, who is watching at home. They beat St. Joe's Prep last week. They lost to Roman Catholic. If St. Joe's Prep wins this game here tonight, it could unleash a situation where there is a three-way tiebreak. Now, again, I can't stress it enough. Bonner Prendergast is really, really good. They won a state championship last year. And so Cardinal O'Hara, there's a number of teams that could spoil this. However, there is a scenario where if St. Joe's Prep wins this game, it will come down to a three-way tiebreak if these teams win out for who wins the regular season Catholic League Championship. As you know, Tyler, because the regular season in the Philadelphia Catholic League leads directly into district play where you stratify to 6A, 5A, 4A, etc., and because the red division of the Philadelphia Catholic League has teams from 4A, 5A, and 6A, there is not time to play a postseason league championship, then stratify to districts, then go to the PIAA. So all we're talking about when you get that hubcap is based on the regular season. So let's go back to that image one more time. ADs met this week and determined that it would be a situation where of those three teams, and in those two games where they played each other, what is the point differential? LaSalle's in the barn. They're done. Plus 11 against St. Joe's Prep. They lost to Roman by 3. They're plus 8. Roman Catholic is plus 3. For this situation to even occur, they'd have to lose here tonight. So just the simple math won't put them at the top of that. St. Joe's Prep is where it gets interesting. They're in the knowledge bucket, right? They know that if they win this game by more than 20 points, then they would be in the driver's seat to win the Philadelphia Catholic League Championship. Early, it looked like it might have been going that direction. Up 13-0, driving, and then a big stop by Roman Catholic. 1 or 2 plays later, they take it to the house, and it's 13-7. It's been tight ever since. What's your take on this whole situation?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a LaSalle fan, you're entirely confused because you're rooting for St. Joe's Prep, but which pains you as a LaSalle fan, obviously, but also you don't want them to win too much. So you're like this weird balance. Obviously, Roman Catholic fans, it's pretty simple. Just win. And if it's St. Joe's Prep fans...
Al Davis.
Yeah.
Al Davis.
Just win. And then if you're St. Joe's Prep, you got to win, but you got to kick the tires off them too. So it's like a weird, perspective for each fan base here. And I'm all for it. It's really fun. It's cool being, a part of this. I know, obviously, we're usually calling the LaSalle games, but I love being down here at Widener, calling this game amongst these two fan bases. They're very passionate. I love that as well. And there's so much talent on both sides of the ball. This game has not disappointed. 20-13. It feels like there should be more points on the board. There's a few drops on the Roman side. There was a safety that could have been called, I think, as well. But it's been a battle. I think we're in for even crazier second half, so I'm really excited.
If you're Roman Catholic, what worked well and what do you need to replicate and augment in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, on the defensive side of the ball, I love the pressure they're putting on Charlie Folk with the blitz. They had these really nice disguised blitzes, and now they're not disguising them so much because they realize they're working regardless. You're really trusting your defensive backs and using that blitz to get pressure on Charlie Folk, which you just really can't seem to do with a 4-man front. And then on the offensive side, just let Samaj Beals be Samaj Beals. They got to cut the mistakes. There's some crucial penalties. That fumble snap that they had at the end there was brutal. They just got to clean things up. I think they're a really talented offense, and if they can avoid those mistakes on the offensive side of the ball, I think they can come out with the win here.
Yeah, and I think for St. Joe's Prep, the big thing is shoring up that secondary, whether that's deeper drops and giving up more underneath or what have you, putting another safety out there. Listen, there were guys, it was a special secondary for the last 2 or 3 years. Roman Colaberdino, Ryan McDonald. There were others that came before those guys. Even Anthony Sacca played in the secondary for St. Joe's Prep before moving into the box. This group, very, very talented, a little younger. And so that's what I think St. Joe's Prep is going to continue to work through over the last third of the season here. And listen, at the end of the day, a Catholic League hubcap is great. It looks great in the trophy case, and it's a huge thing. But in reality, as long as a state championship is the goal, the big game will be in early November when LaSalle plays St. Joe's Prep. And so that's the other piece of it is, can that secondary develop over the next 3 to 4 weeks here and be ready for that second game against LaSalle? For Roman Catholic, they can win the treble. They can win the regular season here 2 nights effectively, and then you'd actually set up a behemoth matchup with Bonner Prendergast. And Bonner keeps saying, guys, you're forgetting us. And we're not, because Jack has done an awesome job, Jack Muldoon, with that program. They're undefeated in the Catholic League. That would probably be an upset if Bonner Prendergast went and beat Roman Catholic, but they also might be your 4A state favorite. And so there's just talent abounding here in the Philadelphia Catholic League. I love being part of it. I love supporting these young men in the schools. And I can't wait for the second half. So what do you say, Tyler? Let's get this one on here. What's your one key to determine a winner here in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to, I think, I don't want to say talent versus scheme because there's so much talent out there, but you really got to, stick to your guns if you're St. Joe's Prep. And I think you really got to scheme it up on the Roman Catholic side. I mean, obviously you got a ton of talent on the offensive side, but that defense is going to need to hold, especially, to maintain that lead. So, I mentioned it before, Roman Catholic, minimize the mistakes, with Beals, you're able to march down the field. And if you're St. Joe's Prep, just kind of lean on that talent and that experienced coaching staff. I know you got a younger group there, so it's honestly a coin flip to me. I know Prep's got the 7-point lead, but I'm not sure if that'll hold. So
Roman Catholic will get the ball when we come next. Coming to you next here on Bob Long Sports. This has been the Halftime Show. He's Tyler. I'm Bob. Keith off camera. Getting ready to rock here in the second half.
We're here to show you a better way to spend your state income taxes and get the money to where it's needed to most to the thousands of qualified kids.
What we like about Blocks is where the need is.
This program ensures that their dollars come 100% into these kids for their tuition assistance.
If you are able, Blocks makes the EITC piece go very quickly and very smoothly.
Turn your PA State tax liability into need-based scholarships and receive a 90% tax credit.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Meet David and Kay May, a dynamic team with a shared mission to help you turn your real estate dreams into reality. What sets them apart? Their wealth of experience, combined with a genuine passion for guiding clients every step of the way. They believe everyone deserves personalized attention, fair treatment, and expert advice throughout the process, ensuring your journey is smooth and successful. David and Kay may go above and beyond to meet your needs, ensuring expectations are not just met, but exceeded. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned investor, their personalized approach and commitment to service make every real estate journey smooth and rewarding. Contact them today to get started on your next real estate adventure.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
Third quarter about to get underway here on Bob Long Sports. Keith Binsfeld came up with just a heck of a solution until we saw a fan standing too high. But Keith, let's just focus on the play and then we'll get there in just a moment because Roman Catholic is bringing this one back and he's got a lot of room. All the way out to the 38-yard line. Nice job there by Ashton Roberts.
Yeah, really good return from Ashton Roberts there. Sets up some nice favorable field position early on for the Keelites. They had all the momentum going into the end of that second half or that first half, and then that just costly fumble or I don't know, snap that wasn't.
Yes.
Beals wasn't aware it was being snapped, so it was just a big miscommunication between Beals and his center.
And so Roman Catholic trailing by 7, trying to win the middle 8, and that'll help. 12-yard pitch and catch on the screen. First down, Roman Catholic.
Yeah, I mean, they made that look easy there, and you know they're in this hurry-up offense. It's working.
Right back to the line. Hit and dropped, extending that football. A bit of a dangerous play there. No gain on first down.
Yeah, I mean, you get a couple more yards here. It's obviously 4-down territory.
Following the screen, it's caught. Diving downfield and a tough tackle there. Good to see him get up. Jaden Alford makes the catch. It is quickly fourth down. No, beg your pardon, third down. 4 yards to go. Line to gains the 41. Beals, crossing route, it is caught. Out to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, Mason Roberts there again with the catch, it looked like. Did a really good job on the return, and now he's making an impact in the passing game.
Ashton Roberts, an absolute star for Roman Catholic. Now they'll go to Ian Stead. He's got a lot of room. He gets to the second level and run out of bounds at the 11.
It's like the KULites made an adjustment. They see something they like on the perimeter. They weren't attacking that bunch, but now they're just attacking the perimeter. They are marching down the field.
Handoff. This time they go up the middle, scurrying forward for a gain of 2, maybe 1 on that play. We're not even thinking about replay in between these plays as they're right back to the line. 5 wide. Beg your pardon. 4 wide with 1 running back. Crossing pattern, it's a touchdown, but a flag comes in the area of offensive pass interference. Now we will go to the replay. Catch, Issa Neely, number 13, runs right into the defender and does not show the route. That was the issue there. If you just the difference between a rub and a pick is you need to act that one out. That's just going right into the block, and it's an easy call for the official.
Yeah, that's a good call. Mason Roberts about to cap off a nice drive there. Instead, they're going way back here. 15-yard penalty. I feel like we've seen a lot of seconds and very long here tonight for Roman Catholic.
Beals takes the shot. He's got a man. It's caught. Touchdown, Roman Catholic. Another look.
I think that was Steve Jr., right?
Ian Stead on the catch.
I got to put some respect on Stead's name there. He was wide open.
So Roman Catholic comes down the field, takes a huge penalty, 15 yards back. On the offensive pass interference, doesn't matter. Next play, throw it over top of those safeties again, Tyler. And we have ourselves a tie football game.
I mean, they made that look so easy. They marched down the field at, what, a minute and 34 seconds?
That's very good math, Tyler. Yes, sir.
You could, it's the end of the week, Bob. Long week, Friday night. Had to crunch some numbers a little bit.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal drive by Roman Catholic, and it did feel like that was scripted, and it felt like they saw something that they liked and wanted to exploit here in the second half. So now St. Joe's Prep, it's their chance to answer. And it feels like there's a little bit of pressure on the Hawks to do so because the Hawks have not consistently stopped Roman Catholic at all tonight. Quite frankly, the misses for Roman Catholic, the drives where they did not score, were on overthrows.
I don't know who could stop this Roman Catholic offense. I mean, they are looking so good against the Hawks, and they decimated LaSalle's defense, and those are the two teams that come to mind. Obviously, there's a heck of a lot of great teams, especially in 5A, where Roman Catholic will advance in the playoffs, but
nobody wants to play this team in 5A, I guarantee you that. Pooch pick, that's going to go out of bounds. That is not a good kick there for Roman Catholic. So it'll be great starting field position for St. Joe's Prep coming out of the break.
Those were the kind of mistakes I was talking about. Like, just, I know that the Hawks had a huge return last time down to the KU Lights 30-yard line, but they get really favorable field position again after that penalty.
45-yard line. Kion Billups, big hole, cuts it inside and pulled back after a gain of 8.
Billups has just been the Hawks MVP tonight. He looks so good. He's gotten so many runs for over 5 yards tonight, 2 of them for touchdowns.
2nd down and 2.
I'm still not convinced if you gave Billups the ball every play, the Roman Catholic defense could stop him.
Well, they're 2 for 2 thus far. Hits a wall, moves forward, and gets right to that line to gain. Needed to only get the nose of the football to the 45. That's how it works when it's a procedure penalty and you start right at the 45. So as long as that nose is there, and it sure is, it's a first down.
And it's so interesting seeing the difference between these two offenses. St. Joe's Prep is very methodical, takes their time, reads the defense ahead of time, and Roman Catholic just gets up to the ball and snaps it immediately.
Handoff. Williams this time. He's got the first down and is inside the 30.
And this is the win condition for the St. Joe's Prep Hawks. Their running offense has been so good tonight. Haven't been able to get it together in the passing game, but their running offense cannot be stopped.
That was the sophomore Amin Williams. Inside the 30-yard line. Line to gain now is the 17. Right back to it. Williams pulled down from behind. Nice play up front by Roman Catholic. Antoine Smith, number 38, it looked like on that stop.
Yeah, just the first tackle for loss in the run game that comes to mind. He did a great job of just shooting that gap, read the play really well for a nice tackle, a much-needed tackle for loss on first down.
Perhaps that was cooked. It looked like 33 in there. Hard to tell.
Yeah, it was 33. That was Troy Cook.
2nd down and 11. So St. Joe's Prep behind the sticks. They stay right with it, and it's another loss. That time it is number 38 in there on the stop.
I think Roman Catholic heard me and accepted that challenge because they are stuffing this run game.
The Akron commit, Antoine Smith, number 38, they said he's got good feet, uses his hands well. Well, he did both of those things on that stop, and now it's 3rd down and 11, 4-down territory for St. Joe's Prep, you would think. They'll bunch 3 receivers. Frisbee, Tootle, and then the tight end, Novotny, it looks like.
I'm expecting 6 guys rushing.
Here comes the blitz. Folk, there was a hold that was not called. I cannot believe that hold wasn't called, and Roman Catholic can't either. Good catch there by Tootle, though. It'll be short of the 1st down marker.
Yeah, but much needed yardage for the Hawks here. You can see what Bob was talking about with that hold as Folk rolls out to his right.
I mean, you can't even read the number 38 there. That's brutal.
Yeah, it was like a double hold there as well.
So now 4th down and 1. Can St. Joe's Prep make good on a little bit of a gift there? They hand it off. It's going to be close, and I don't think he got it. Roman Catholic gets off the field.
I completely disagree with what the Hawks did here. They had Charlie Folk in the shotgun. Didn't let Billups really get much momentum. He had to go east-west there, and Roman Catholic rose to the occasion and stuffed them for a turnover on downs.
Karan Russell, Rick Preet told us he's going to mostly play that star, comes up into the box. He'll be an edge rusher by the time it's all said and good and done. He is tremendous, and he made that tackle in open space.
That is huge.
Beals mishandled the snap. Doesn't matter as he throws it to the outside, but that was well short. Now that has been the bugaboo for Roman Catholic. Couple of missed shots over the top, and then this right here. Center quarterback exchange has been a challenge now 3 times here tonight for the KOites.
Yeah, and that's definitely 3 times too many, as 2 of those have been critical.
2nd down and 10. Beals with a clean pocket, now steps up though. He stepped up into the pressure and he'll take a sack. It'll be a loss of 2. Rare to see that mistake, Tyler. I think the clock was moving too quickly in his head there.
Yeah, it looked like he thought he had room and then that room just closed way too quickly.
So it'll be 3rd down and 12. Again, right where Roman Catholic wants them. They have converted some huge 3rd downs from well behind the sticks here tonight. Can they do it again? Just 3 down linemen, and they'll only bring 3. Beals throws it, and that's well out of bounds. No chance on that one. And the kicking unit will come onto the field. Here comes the punt group for Roman Catholic. Feels like St. Joe's Prep. Every time this unit comes on the field, it's a chance for an inflection point for the Hawks.
Yeah, I think Beals is a little limpy after that last sack as well. I don't want to speculate here, but, maybe that affected his last throw there. And, man, I'm sweating bullets.
Troy Cook back deep to punt it. And he got drilled. Did they have that as a tip, Tyler?
I don't understand. Why would you let...
Boy, I don't know. I guess that was tipped. It had to be tipped. Otherwise, that's a penalty.
Yeah, but I can't believe that you let that edge rusher go without touching him. It's just that, what is the thought process there?
Yeah.
You got to block that guy.
Yeah, you got to find a way. So the call was a tip on the field. And so St. Joe's Prep, this is the type of momentum shift that you're looking for. The Roman offense has outplayed St. Joe's Prep's offense here tonight, certainly from a big play standpoint. But there's 3 phases to the game. St. Joe's Prep can take advantage here. Decent run on 1st down. They'll get 3 yards and a cloud of dust.
And, man, it's just been momentum switches on both sides here. You know, that felt like such a big stop. And with this hurry-up offense for Roman Catholic, it was just another big stop within like a minute.
Second down, 7, maybe 8 yards to go. It's Kion Billups in the backfield. Folk is taken down on the play. It's a read option, and Charlie Folk pulled it. Roman Catholic got into the backfield. And it's that guy again, Karan Russell. Put some respect on the name. This young man is terrific.
He does not look like a freshman out there. He looks like a vet the way he's playing, and he just was not tripped up by that RPO and tracked Folk.
You know what? He looks like one of the 2 or 3 best defensive players in the Philadelphia Catholic League is what he looks like. Third down. And a flag comes in. False start against St. Joe's Prep. Back it up even further.
As St. Joe's Prep had to attempt to convert a 3rd and long. I can tell you the Roman Catholics had a few shots at something like this, but I think this is the longest 3rd down they've had tonight.
Line of gain is all the way inside the 15-yard line. 21 yards to go. And pressure on Folk. Delivers over the middle. It's caught. Sets up 4th down and 8. Yeah. Good throw by Charlie Folk.
As you said, Bob, really sets up 4th down. You know, felt a little hopeless if you don't convert a pass there. And suddenly, you know, it's still 4th and long, but it's 4th and shorter as we should look at it.
And again, the kicking unit stays on the sideline. It would be a 40-yard field goal. You would think St. Joe's Prep would go to the air here again. We'll turn to the sideline. Tootle on the near side, as well as Jet Harrison in the slot. Novotny at tight end, and Alston Frisbee on the boundary side of the field. 4th down for Folk. Goes one-on-one, and it's incomplete. It's terrific defense by Roman Catholic. And it's number 17, Issa Beya, on the stop.
And this is why Roman Catholic has been able to blitz all night. Their defensive backs have been stellar. Issa Beya there with just insane coverage.
And I have that as I do not have that as interference. What do you say, Tyler?
No, I completely agree with that. Doesn't turn around, but doesn't force any contact until the ball gets there. Watch this right here. I like that. It's close. If he hit him like a second sooner.
I have that as a no call as well.
Wow. So 2 4th down stuffs almost in the red zone.
And Prep gets nothing after a blocked punt. Here comes Roman Catholic the other way. Gain of 8 on 1st down.
A blocked punt that occurred on the 10-yard line.
Jaden Alford on that catch. St. Joe's Prep can't even get set, and Roman Catholic is right back to it. And it's caught. But big-time stop by St. Joe's. So if that can happen as well, you run so quick. Wide receiver wasn't quite ready.
The
defensive back knifed in.
Sorry, Bob, but the defense literally just sat down on the bench. They're about to have to come back out there again if they don't convert here.
And they will convert on a bobble ball caught by Issa Neely.
Yeah, look at this. Beals has to put some air under it as he's getting pressured right here. Puts the needed pressure. No one out there.
Handoff up the middle, 1 missed tackle, but a gain of 2. That was a really good play call by Roman Catholic on that last play, by the way. St. Joe's Prep in man-to-man. They take the outside receiver and duck him in. The corner goes with them. And Neely just snuck outside. Now they'll go to the run again, and it'll be 3rd down and short. And I think with this confidence of Roman Catholic, perhaps 4-down territory here as well, and maybe you call it as such.
Yeah, great run by Sutton there.
Right to the line. It is caught. Maybe a face mask as well.
Yep, flag is thrown.
And the flag comes in. One more look. Again, this is Samaj Beal's read option. He pulls it. Good read. Right to the line.
There's that face mask.
Wow. That's nasty as well.
Yeah, great job by Keith Binsfeld capturing that. You can see that from up here. Right there.
That hurts. That hurts. You played defensive end at the high school level, Tyler. I know you got some hands up underneath the face mask by offensive tackles and such. That can't feel good. Beals, that throw was over the top. Incomplete, intended for Issa Neely.
I mean, you just get the feeling that Beals can score. I've said this last time when they played LaSalle, but Beals can score on any play, and I think he'd want that one back. He had a man open there.
Second down and 10. A lot hangs in the balance here. Already 2:05 to play in the third quarter. One-on-one ball, safety over the top. Their flag comes in the area of defensive holding. We'll get another look. I don't know if we'll catch this in our frame. I think the holding came before the ball was thrown. That's going to be the difference between defensive holding and defensive pass interference.
I didn't see much from up here, but that was called by the referee 5 yards away.
And it is a hold. That was my expectation there. And everybody agrees. So now after they mark off the yardage, ball at the 30. And it just feels inevitable, doesn't it? Roman Catholic just moving the ball with impunity. LaSalle had a similar experience weeks ago. How do you defend sideline to sideline? Well, the sideline got in the way on that one. Ian Stead could not quite tap the toe.
From sideline to 2 inches out of that other sideline, he's good. Oh, that is so close.
Oh, I think he fumbled the ball a little bit. He bobbled it. That's what it was. Yeah, because he got the feet down. Right back to live action here is Beals. Beals is taken down. It's a big sack. Flag comes in the area of holding. And they're still going after that football, and they rip the St. Joe's Prep player off Samaj Beals. I don't blame Roman Catholic for this. Keep an eye on the end of this play. He's on that football. The play is over, and the St. Joe's Prep defensive lineman is just digging and digging at Samaj Beals. That play was over, and that wasn't right. They're going to back up Roman Catholic, but Rick Preach should have no problem with his teammates protecting Samaj Beals.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I mean, such a nice play, a nice sack. There's nothing else to be done there.
Play's over.
Beals is clearly down.
And that's also something where the whistles, and again, we don't have it live where we can go back and get the live audio at the time, but those whistles got to be tooting at that point to call the play over. And if that's not the case, then you can understand why the St. Joe's Prep defensive player is playing until said whistle.
I think both penalties are on Roman Catholic, though, and I think the one that occurred after the play, is this about to be a 25-yard?
Well, they're going to decline the hold, lose the down as a result, and then there should be a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. That's what I anticipate comes along. In my mind, based upon those guys protecting their quarterback and maybe the officials realizing, hey, we got to call that play to account a little earlier, I'd love to see this flag picked up and let's move on and play football.
Would still be a hold, obviously.
Yes, but they would decline that.
Yeah.
Because there was a massive loss on the sack to begin with, and that loses the down.
So I believe St. Joe's Prep declined the holding to enact the
okay. And they called it on both then, didn't they? So they called offsetting penalties. I think that's correct. I think that's correct. Or no penalty at all. I don't know how you would assess that against Roman Catholic when Beals is getting dug at 5 seconds after the play is over. So, Roman Catholic, 3rd down and 23 yards to go. And throws it into the ground. I don't know if there's a receiver in the area there. Ronnie Montgomery was closest to it. Keep an eye on Montgomery, 23. He's nowhere close.
Yeah, I completely agree. It seems weird how they're enacting this rule tonight. That should have been
intentional grounding, absolutely. So now, after the last punt from Troy Cook was blocked, now Ian Stead, we know that he can punt as well. This time he's back to punt this one away. Ian Stead punts it on the run, and it goes out of bounds.
You got absolutely laid out there, and you lose that punter protection once you run out of the pocket there. You got leveled.
I don't know if you do, Tyler. I mean, he was clearly punting that football. We've had situations like this in the past. Anthony Sacca hit Gavin Sidwar in last year's district play-in game. LaSalle was apoplectic on the sideline about that one. I don't know that he got hit as hard as Gavin Sidwar did on that particular play, but it's a point of contention, a play like that.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about it, but that wasn't really a huge punt either.
Nope.
Is that effectively a 15-yard punt?
That's about right, and they'll start from the 30-yard line, 20 apiece. So Roman Catholic had an effective drive here, but could not punch it in. Now they're backing up St. Joe's Prep to the 20.
Now it's effectively a better punt.
That is a better punt, no doubt about it. So now St. Joe's Prep has to go 80 yards. They'll go back to the run, and it's a huge run. Roman Catholic had to make a play, and they did on the outside because there was really nobody else out there to make that tackle. Number 8 in there on the stop, Chase Burgess.
Burgess saved a touchdown there. This Hawks run offense is just so stellar tonight.
Well, and they've changed something up there. They ran away from the blocking effectively. Roman Catholic had the edges set. They didn't expect him to go that direction. Now they'll run to the edge, and Kion Billups spins his way past the 35-yard line to the 37. Gain of 5 on first down.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like they were expecting him to go to the blocking this time. And kudos to Billups. There was guys 5 yards in the backfield there. No idea how he got 5 yards.
Second down and 5. Line to gain the 42. Folk pulls and fires across the middle to Rob Novotny. Comes up a yard short. It'll be 3rd down and 5. One more look at this one. Again, this is quarterback's discretion here, Tyler, on the run-pass option.
Yeah, Folk makes the right read, hits his guy, and for a 3rd and short. End of the 3rd quarter.
What a game we have here. Stay with us on Bob Long Sports. We'll be back with what should be an excellent 4th quarter ahead of us.
It's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process: space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with
20 apiece. Big third down for St. Joe's Prep to start the fourth quarter, and he didn't get there.
Wow.
And what do you do, Tyler Kern?
I really don't know. I was going to speak to this. I didn't realize the quarter was ending, but if you don't get this, this is such a call. I don't hate the Hawks going for it, though. You know, Cahill Light's offense is just so explosive.
And here comes the quarterback sneak, it looks like, to Folk, and they moved. St. Joe's Prep moved. And it'll be 4th down and 6.
Who did you have? Well, now they're punting.
I actually think it was the quarterback, Folk.
I had Folk. He does this like little lean forward, like he's going to go.
That is a false start. That is absolutely a false start, and they will move it back. 4th down and 6, and now there's no question. You bring the punt unit onto the field. An un-St. Joe's Prep Hawks-type performance in multiple facets here tonight. Timeout, Roman Catholic. 12 guys on the field as Roman Catholic was trying to hustle a guy off. It's a good call there because that puts you back to 4th and 1, and you would snap that the sneak again if you got the 5 yards, but not a timeout that Roman Catholic wanted to burn either, Tyler.
I know. I feel like we got robbed a bit there. I was really pumped for that 4th and 1.
To do it again.
It looked like they were in the, yeah, exactly. It looked like they were in the tush-push formation.
Let's take a look at one of our new sponsors here, Burns Design Group. Their passion for visual and literary design forges powerful, lasting brands. From nonprofits and small businesses to Fortune 500 companies. They create and refresh brands from the ground up and inside out, transforming culture, driving growth, profitability, and market leadership. A group of hands-on veterans who hold more than 150 years of brand strategy and design experience. Burns Design Group, what's next by design? A high kick, and they will get away from it. It's going to take a St. Joe's Prep hop. Down to the 25-yard line, and with 11:33 to go in the football game. Let's take one more look at this, Tyler.
I was just about to bring that up.
3-way tiebreaker procedure. St. Joe's Prep would need to win the game and win it by 20 points to beat LaSalle in a potential 3-way tiebreak where LaSalle, Roman Catholic, and the Prep all have just one loss in the Philadelphia Catholic League. That's becoming harder and harder to fathom. Roman Catholic can take the Catholic League by a stranglehold by winning this contest here tonight. And it would really only be Bonner Prendergast who could then beat Roman Catholic for the title. Nice block on the edge. He instead taken out of the play.
A little bit of extracurriculars. It's been a pretty chippy-free game until that Beals thing we saw with the 2 unsportsmanlike contacts from both sides of the ball. I think we'll see a little more chippiness. You got to keep it clean.
4 wide, 10 personnel for Roman Catholic. Stead is the man in motion. Beals, and it was a shovel pass. That should be an incomplete pass. A little bit of a late whistle, but that's exactly right. That's why you run that play, Tyler. It takes the fumble out of the equation.
Yeah, that shovel pass just gave me anxiety there. I don't know. I don't know if it was a man out of position or just, pressure from St. Joe's Prep, but suddenly 3rd and long.
Roman a little out of sorts through the first 2 plays of this drive. Beals taken down, and it's a sack for St. Joe's Prep. The big man, number 10, Alex Haskell, in there on the stop.
And the way the St. Joe's Prep front is playing, I can almost guarantee that will not be Beals' last sack of the night.
wearing the number 10, which is an important number at St. Joe's Prep. Mike Labor, way back in the day, wore number 10, years even before Gabe Infante, Tim Roken. It was part of the Gil Brooks era. And there were two guys on that team, Eric Meads and Jeff Heath, as that punt is a decent punt. And it is caught, fair caught at the 44-yard line. But Eric Meads and Jeff Heath came to the coaches and said, hey, everything that Mike's about is exactly right. We want number 10 going forward to be assigned to a senior leader on this team. 3 years ago, Nick McGlynn, senior linebacker, wore number 10. Last year, Anthony Sacca, now playing at Notre Dame, wore number 10. And this year, Penn State commit and 3-year starter Alex Haskell is wearing number 10 for St. Joe's Prep. And it was his big sack, Tyler, that put St. Joe's Prep on the field on the plus side of midfield.
Yeah, I mean, this is an incredible field position for the Hawks. You don't, nice long methodical drive, or as long as you can take it from the Roman Catholic side of the field, would be huge.
Charlie Folk, well protected, steps up and delivers. There is a flag that comes down. Might be a hold. And I think it's going to be that hold in the backfield. Julian Enoch, the starting defensive end, had a beat on Folk on the backside.
I didn't see a hold on that end real time or in the replay there. I get it. And that ball was almost knocked out of Folk's hands too, so maybe that hold saved that.
So they'll back him up 10 yards from the spot. That's the original spot. First down and 20, 10:04 to play. Boy, St. Joe's Prep was up 13-0 early in this contest, Tyler, driving down the field, about to make it a 20-0 game. And it just has not felt the same since, particularly since Roman Catholic got the stop on 4th down there on that very early drive offensively for St. Joe's Prep. Good throw and catch. An initial double clutch there from Folk, but he zipped a fastball in to Alston Frisbee.
Yeah, I know. I got a little stressed there when I saw Folk pull that back and then fire it again the same direction, but hit his man 2nd and 15.
I think what he saw was man coverage where
what he saw there, Tyler, was underneath coverage. Ian Stead was guarding, I think it was Harrison, and was he going to break off that coverage and jump underneath? Now they'll run the screen. St. Joe's Prep to the second level. Inside the 20, great play call and great execution. Alston Frisbee on the long catch and run.
This looks so similar to the screen we saw earlier. Look at all the bodies there, but Roman Catholic just out of position. Such a disciplined call. This screen game has been lethal tonight for the Hawks.
St. Joe's Prep back to the line quickly, and they will run it up the middle. Kion Billups spins his way forward to the 15-yard line, maybe a yard short of it. 2nd down and 4 coming up, 8:52 to play. So much hangs in the balance here, Tyler.
I know, exactly. It was feeling kind of hopeless for the Hawks on this drive after that holding, but that screenplay brought life into this team.
2nd down and 5. They'll hand it to Billups. Bouncing outside. 1st down inside the 5. Give him 12 yards, and that's excellent vision from the lead tailback for St. Joe's Prep. And again, Jake Namnun pulling from that center position. Set the edge for Billups. Now inside the 5 at about the 2. They'll go right back to him. Pulled down, short of the end zone. He got 1 on 1st and goal from the 2.
Nothing wrong with continuing to give this to Billups. It seems like the run game has some new life.
Very quickly back to the line. They'll try that sneak again. Charlie Folk on that push is in there for the touchdown. How about some intestinal fortitude from the St. Joe's Prep Hawks?
I'm interested to see here. It looked like there's a little bit of movement. thought I saw the center move prior to that snap. Let's see.
We'll get one more look at it here.
I'm
now
glad.
You're looking at it like the fine-tooth comb of the Green Bay Packers, Tyler, at this point.
Yeah,
My
right.
goodness.
Yeah, the instant replay, 0.25 speed.
So it's 26-20 St. Joe's Prep.
I'm glad we got to see that quarterback sneak that we were robbed of earlier.
Up and good. 27-20.
You get the feeling that this Roman Catholic team is not done yet. Still plenty of time left in this football game. But, you know, what a breath of fresh air for the Hawks.
Well, want to tell folks a couple of things. Let's play America's favorite game. Let us know where you're at. Let us know where you're watching the game from, and we'll look to give you a shout out here on the air. While you're with us, do us a favor. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. We broadcast high school sports in the Philadelphia area, a lot for LaSalle High School, and we like to showcase the Philadelphia Catholic League at large. There's incredible football and basketball and other athletics going on in this sport. So liking the video doesn't do anything to hurt you. All it does is helps us, doesn't cost you anything, doesn't sign you up for anything. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it in advance. This kick is driven deep. It one hops and gets into the end zone just barely. That's a live football there. To Eason Neely's credit, he always had his eyes back there.
He stared that ball, and he's like, you better go in that end zone. Oh,
get in that end zone.
Get in there. Don't make me come over there.
Don't make me come over there. So from the 20, Roman Catholic trails by 7. They have not led in this football game, Tyler. Here's Ian Stead in motion. And there's movement up front. Dead ball, false start penalty coming against Roman Catholic.
I thought that was against Prep, actually.
Is that right? You are absolutely right, Tyler, with the eagle eye up here.
Yeah, defensive end. On the left side jumped. Looks like got some where-he-ats coming in as well, which is always nice. We'll get to it after this hurry-up offense.
Yeah, we'll see you when St. Joe's Prep is on offense, indeed. Samaj Beals pulls. Samaj Beals to the second level, tripped up from behind out at the 38-yard line.
I don't know where Brandon Lockley came from. He made a nice tackle there. He was shadowing Beals.
He's so good. He's going to play high-level college football someday. Beals sitting down in coverage and taken off to the next level. Touchdown, Roman Catholic.
All right, so that took them like 30 seconds to put 6 up.
Ashton Roberts with breakaway speed.
Ashton Roberts broke a great tackle there. Looked like it was just going to be a nice gain, and he just broke it for 6. He's been so good this game.
What a game.
It's certainly not over. There's still plenty of time left. And
so Roman Catholic 2 for 3 at this point on extra points. Did you think at all, Tyler, about going for 2 here?
I did back when it was 2020, but not now.
And I think he was offside. Up and good. The offside wasn't called for whatever that is worth. And what would Roman Catholic had done? Look to the near side of your screen.
I think that was a good jump.
Yeah, heck of a jump. Almost got there. So it's 27 apiece here in the fourth quarter. Chance to let folks know that we appreciate you. Where are you at? Jim Gribben checking in from Columbia County, Pennsylvania. Jim Marino from Sea Isle City, Roman proud. Neil French says hello from Langhorne, Pennsylvania. John Wisniewski, prep alum, watching from Yardley in Bucks County. Janet Gonzalez says, let's go Roman. And our buddy Bruce Emsweiler. Bruce is why I'm excited that the live chat is back. Bruce, we appreciate you watching from Lancaster. Josie watching from Wyoming. Love that.
Wow.
Mountain or Pacific time zone, Tyler? Putting you on the spot right now.
I'm going Mountain.
Mountain? Okay. That's 1 vote for Mountain and 1 no vote. Janet Gonzalez says, let's go Roman. Carly says hello from Harleysville. And Tyre from Sarasota, Florida. Tyree, beg your pardon, from Sarasota, Florida. Even put the pronunciation in there, which we appreciate. Bob Weiser watching from Las Vegas. This is not up for wagers in the sports book, of course. But we appreciate you checking in from Vegas. How about our buddy Ed Bongard watching with LaSalle, class of 28, his son Eddie in Jenkintown. Hail LaSalle, the only time that they root for St. Joe's Prep. And if you're just joining us, it's because there's a 3-way tiebreak situation where LaSalle could win the Catholic League on that regular season tiebreaker if St. Joe's Prep wins the football game.
Uh-oh, fight breaking out.
And there is fisticuffs after the play. We'll get another look at this one here.
Yeah, I mentioned this. Well, first off, kudos to Billups. He was hitting the backfield, got a nice 3-yard gain there, but this is absolutely what you cannot do, and he got hit in the helmet there.
He did. And actually, I don't think that number 8 for Roman Catholic ever engaged with hands.
Maybe,
Chase Burgess.
Maybe with words, but let's see. There's a hit to the head.
And then he comes up, and it's going to be Alston Frisbee again with the push.
Yeah, he didn't do
Burgess
anything.
doesn't do anything.
I like the teammates coming in and just tackling him out of the way. Oh, both sides are calling it. I did not.
Yeah, I mean, again, we don't hear what's going on down there. It's not where you're going to dinner or
hey,
where do
you
you
blocked
like
on that play
vacation.
really nicely.
Yeah, that's right. Keep up the good work.
Let me get in your face to tell you how nicely you blocked me.
So it'll be 2nd down. That was all after the play. The play stands. Gain of 3. The St. Joe's Prep, are they content knowing that Roman Catholic can score on 1 play to keep running it down the middle? Yes, they will. Kion Billups out to the 46. He gained 15 on 2nd down and moves the sticks.
Yeah, Billups is just so good. He's so fun to watch him just carve up defenses here. You can look. He's got a nice hole. Kudos to his offensive front. And then he just gets a little jiggy with it there.
And St. Joe's Prep now starts to think if you can bleed this clock down and score late, maybe not even give Roman Catholic the football back. And that would have to be accomplished by a steady dose of Kion Billups. That one's up the middle. It'll be a gain of 3, maybe 4 yards.
I wonder if they do score here. If you think about, and then if Roman answers, do you think about going for 2? That question you asked earlier.
That time it was Amin Williams, the sophomore, on the carry. So they gave Kion Billups a momentary break. He's back on the field of play right now.
Until the Roman defense once again proves that they can stop him, I don't see why not. You just keep going to him.
And they're going to take this clock down, the play clock. Roman with 2 timeouts, no 2-minute timeout at the high school level. If handled properly, St. Joe's Prep can take a lot of time off this clock, but it'll be a 3rd down coming up. Guess who? Karan Russell, the freshman, making the shoestring tackle.
He just pops off on the screen here. Just look at him. Billups looks like he's about to do a nice stiff arm breakout for a nice long run, and that's a perfect tackle.
So 3rd down, 5 yards to go. St. Joe's Prep in no hurry. They'll go with that trips look on the wide side of the field, 1 receiver to the boundary. Do you call this with 2 plays in mind?
I think if you don't get, at least 3 or 4 yards here, you're punting this ball.
5:05 to play. Folk throws the screen. Good blocking. 1st down, St. Joe's Prep.
No difficult decision needed by the Hawks there, though.
Alston Frisbee on the catch and run.
Yeah, Frisbee's been a bit quiet, late second quarter, third quarter. The Hawks really need to get him involved. He was just so great early on in this game, and he's been pretty quiet since.
And St. Joe's Prep calling these plays relatively conservatively. A lot of short passes. Roman Catholic secondary is scary with their ball skills and speed. They'll go right back to the run this time in between the tackles for a gain of 3.
And the Hawks are just kind of playing this perfectly. A very methodical drive. Clock's approaching the 4-minute mark. It felt like we were stuck at that 7-minute area for 20 minutes.
Taking that play clock all the way down. Spin move by Billups, but he's wrapped up. No gain on the play. 3rd down, 4-down territory with 7 yards to go without question, I would think.
I would really love to see that Hawks screen again. Their screen game has been so stellar. They haven't leaned on it too much, but both times were explosive plays, catching the Cahill-ites out of position.
There are plays where it doesn't take a genius to tell you it's a big play. This is one of those. 3rd down, 7 yards to go, line to gain at the 31. Falk steps up, he delivers, and it's incomplete. Ball was a hair late getting there, and Ian Stead again makes a huge play in the secondary.
I think you're going for it here. But look at this defense. Perfect timing. The defensive backs have just been stellar, and they are not going for this 1st down.
They're going to try to pin Roman Catholic deep. Boy, how many times over the last 2 decades would you have seen St. Joe's Prep punt the football in this situation? Rick Preet calls timeout. He is incensed on the sideline. He's throwing his hat.
He is very upset.
So now Roman Catholic down to 1 timeout.
Why do you do that unless you see something like a fake punt
or perhaps he had too many men on the field?
And based off his reaction, it had to be 12 men on the field, right?
Yeah, someone else is going to have to go back on the broadcast and count the guys for us.
We got some time. I'll do that now.
There you go. Well, I'll let folks know whether this is true or not. We got K-Law saying he's watching from a different country altogether, which we appreciate that. Oliver Gomez, our buddy, watching from Indiana University, hoping to be back soon. And will you look at this, folks? St. Joe's Prep, offense on the field. 4th down. Charlie Folk in the shotgun. Empty set. Now, does St. Joe's Prep actually snap this football or not?
They're looking to the sideline. They're not using their signage over there. My guess is no.
They could always take the 5 yards and just give the punter more space, which as time ticks on seems more and more likely. Not even a hard count. They might come right at the end and do a hard count.
I don't think they're even going to attempt to count this yet.
Wow.
What a crazy series of events with the clock not moving at all. Oh my goodness.
Again, how many times over the last 2 decades would you see St. Joe's Prep make this decision in this spot, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have a lot of confidence in your punter here. I mean, we saw Beal struggle with his back to the end zone. Controversial grounding there that should have been a safety. Maybe they like that look.
They get the punt off. It is a good-looking punt. They're waving away. Bounces inside the 15. That's a pretty good job. From the original spot, it's about a 23-yard punt.
Yeah, it's not a huge punt, and it just felt like a bit of mind games there.
Plenty to play for here. Again, this is the easy part. If Roman scores here and wins, They're in the driver's seat to win the Catholic League outright if they can beat Bonner Prendergast and one more team before the end of the year. Out to the 21-yard line. The 20-point win for St. Joe's Prep is out of the picture at this point. So I think we're just about comfortable saying a Roman Catholic win, they're in the driver's seat to win the Philadelphia Catholic League. A St. Joe's Prep win in LaSalle is in the driver's seat to win a tiebreak in the Philadelphia Catholic League.
There's a Hawks defender down right now. The clock stopped.
This portion of today's game brought to you by E&M Insurance, independent local insurance agency serving the area's business and personal insurance needs, owned and operated by Chris Marr. E&M Insurance has been servicing the Delaware Valley's insurance needs since 1988, built on the principles of providing superior customer service and quality insurance solutions for their customers. They're an independent agent, meaning they work with a group of highly rated insurance companies that have proven their performance over the years, helping to provide solutions for your business or personal insurance on all levels, excelling at providing the best coverage at the best rates. Look for E&M online at eandminsurance.com or call them at 215-368-9556. Again, want to thank Burns Design Group as well for sponsoring our broadcast. From privately held companies to Fortune 500, they can help you with your brand strategy, creativity, and much, much more. Burns Design Group. What's next by design?
Second and about 3, Bob. And Alex Haskell was walked off the field there, number 10, a critical player on this defense.
That is a critical loss as Samaj Beals flips to the outside. Dangerous ball, but it's caught. And turning up the field, tiptoeing the sideline. First down and a lot more, Issa Neely.
When I saw that ball leave Beals' hands, I thought that was a pick six all day. That was such a dangerous throw. I have no idea. Look at this.
Messiah Acree in there on coverage. Right back to live action is Roman Catholic. We'll run it up the middle. Good vision. Good breaking of the tackles, and Ronnie Montgomery out 2 yards short of the midfield stripe at the first down.
And the Cahill-ites have surpassed where the Hawks punted from.
Now what do we have here?
Flag down on the field.
Flag on the play.
Hasn't been much laundry against the Cahill-ites tonight.
This is another long conversation. You got to get this one right if you're the crew here.
Got the binoculars out trying to lip read. Unfortunately, I'm not a good lip reader, especially at a distance. This would be a pretty big swing. That was a nice 12, 15-yard gain. That's holding. That's 25-yard differential. There has been a lot of discussion tonight.
See that ripping motion that the official is calling.
Maybe they're just talking about where to get a bite, bite to eat tonight. Wow.
Personal foul against St. Joe's Prep. Tack it on to the end of the run.
Oh my goodness. That flag was thrown from way behind too. You feel pretty good if you're the Cahill-ites right now. Are you in this hurry-up offense anymore, though? That's all we've seen from them tonight. Are they capable of slowing down?
Yeah, I don't think you make any changes. I think you trust your defense. You score a touchdown whenever and however you can. Samaj Beals takes off. Good move. Stays on his feet all the way to the 26, maybe the 27, beg your pardon. It's going to be about a yard short.
And that's brutal. That was a 3-man front with a QB spy, and Beals is still able to get a 9-yard run.
So they mark it at the 28. That's the right spot. Second down and 1, and only now will Roman start to slow things down. 1 timeout remaining for Roman Catholic. Montgomery, first down. Ronnie Montgomery got 7 on 2nd and 1.
It feels like this offense cannot be stopped. Someone needs to be a hero on the Hawks.
Again, you still have to go 20 yards here. The field goal is far from a certainty with this special teams unit for Roman Catholic. I think the only way you're comfortable if you're a Roman Catholic fan is with a touchdown here. 1:27, clock ticking. He instead cuts it inside and taken down at the 19-yard line. Maybe they give him the 18. It's a gain of 2. I would move a little bit quickly here.
Yeah,
Tyler.
I'd get back in that hurry-up offense. They're down to a minute.
I will say, funny things you hear from the crowd. I did hear a St. Joe's Prep fan ask for a delay of game. I promise you, Roman Catholic's not taking a delay of game ever here tonight. Drop the football on 2nd down.
Stead wants that one back. He's been so short-handed tonight. You can just see he was already thinking about his move upfield to get into the end zone.
You're in 4-down territory right now. I don't think that it's reasonable for Roman Catholic to expect their kicker to kick a 36-yarder.
And the Hawks sideline is pumped, which is a really interesting spot to be, but I love the energy.
3rd down, 8 yards to go. 4 wide for Roman Catholic. Samaj Beals, he's been Superman all night. Can he do it again? Incomplete, nearly intercepted. A gift-wrapped interception was dropped.
Look at this. Beals just needs to put a little, I don't even know. You can't
Just wasn't open.
Yeah, it just wasn't open. That was great coverage.
Closest to it, Brendan Flaherty, the senior defensive back. Now 4th down, play of the game, 44 seconds to go. Roman Catholic can put themselves in the driver's seat to win a Philadelphia Catholic League title. And there was movement. We'll do it again. They'll move them behind the sticks. 4th down.
Bit of extracurriculars there as well, which is not the time to be doing this for either team. What a critical mistake here.
Fourth down and 13. Line to gain is the 12. Look at this. 3 receivers to the boundary side. 1-on-1. Do they go to the wide side of the field here? Beals taken down. And St. Joe's Prep gets off the field. Alex Haskell in the area, among others.
What a response. And Haskell went out earlier on the drive for an injury, comes back in and makes a huge play.
A young man worthy of that number. We told the story earlier in the game. Mike Labor, years ago during the Gil Brooks era, was everything that St. Joe's Prep wanted a senior leader to be. 2 young men from that team went to the coaches and said, we want to make this a tradition that a senior leader on the defensive side of the ball wears number 10. It was Anthony Sacca last year, and it's the Penn State commit Alex Haskell this year. With a chance for St. Joe's Prep now to get the offense back on the field. Still plenty of time and all 3 timeouts, Tyler. Middle of the field is wide open here for Charlie Folk. Well, they cut it loose. Folk, first down. Stop the clock momentarily as they move the chains. He gains 12 on first down.
Down to 31 seconds. We're going to see the Hawks in hurry-up offense for maybe the second time tonight.
And they will spike the football. I don't understand taking those 7 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to spike the football, you got to do it quicker than that.
How many plays do you reasonably have with 30 seconds left on the clock. You got 3 timeouts. Do you take it earlier there? Certainly St. Joe's Prep expected to spike it more quickly, but you're counting on everything to go exactly correctly. But as it stands, middle of the field still wide open. 2 safeties high for Roman Catholic. Folk has good protection. Steps up again. A flag comes in. He throws to the sideline, but the flag is in the area of holding.
Didn't see much there on the replay.
The other thing is linemen were downfield as well.
Ah.
Flag came out before the pass. I don't think that's what they're calling.
I didn't see holding on the replay. We didn't get the whole play.
I did not think they were calling linemen downfield. It is going to be a hold. Again, could have been a consideration as well, but the flag was out before that was made. So now with 15 seconds left, they'll back them up 10 yards. And realistically here, you're thinking about 45 yards to get you to a 42-yard field goal.
Seems improbable when you put it that way. With 16 seconds, you got your 3 timeouts still. But Charlie Folk's just been pressured pretty much immediately.
Jet Harrison, the man in motion. Folk delivers out wide. It's caught out of bounds after a gain of 7. 10 seconds left.
Yeah, Roman only had 3 down linemen there, which has been kind of a first for the night. Usually they're trying to put the pressure on Folk. Obviously now trying to prevent the big play.
Do we have overtime ahead of us here tonight?
It seems inevitable right now, Bob.
Keith Binsfeld, been awesome on camera all night. I promised you a good one, partner. So now you need about 30 yards here as Folk scrambles, throws to the sideline. It's incomplete. 5 seconds left.
Now, what do you do?
It's 4th down. I think what you do here
punt?
is you roll out Charlie Folk, take some time off the clock, and have him hoist one into the sideline. I don't think you put your special teams unit on the field, or you just take a shot, I suppose. If you have a hook and ladder play in your pocketbook, maybe that's the time to do it.
We saw the Explorers successfully execute that against Roman Catholic 2 weeks ago at this very field.
Whistles and a timeout for St. Joe's Prep. I don't blame them. You got to get this correct. Want to say hello to Dean Keeler watching from New York. Our guy that goes by no other name or gal, I suppose, of Turkey. By name of Turkey, watching from Camden, New Jersey. Tammy says hello from Northeast Philly. Says, go Roman Catholic. Our buddy Jack McGuire watching from Florence. Go LaSalle. Joe BG says hello from Warminster. Hail LaSalle. Tommy Hotham from, I'm going to guess that's not his name, from Percy, Pennsylvania. And Joy Claire watching from Harleysville. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for playing America's favorite game. Where are you at? And while you're at it here, folks, tell your friends if we are going to overtime. Push it out there on the socials that we got quite a game coming here, and Bob Long Sports is the place to watch it. If you could, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost you anything, doesn't sign you up for anything. It just helps us. And if I can be so partial, we have some pretty good content here showcasing high school athletes in southeastern Pennsylvania. Cole Nillis checking in from Texas. Former St. Joe's Prep great. Final 5 seconds. It is 4th down. Folk throws it to the sideline, got out of the pocket, past the line of scrimmage and out of bounds, so it would not be an intentional grounding and wouldn't give Roman Catholic one more play. That's the end of regulation. We're going to overtime here from Widener.
Hope it's not past your bedtime because we got some more football here.
27-27 through 48 minutes of football. So, how high school overtime rules work. Unlike college, where you start from the 25 on move from both sides to the field, both teams will start from the 10-yard line, meaning that it is first and goal. It is one set of offensive downs. Each team will get one opportunity with the football. There is no rule like at the college level where you need to start going for two or where it becomes a two-point conversion. We will play until we have a delta at the end of each team having an offensive drive with the football, first and goal from the 10. So they will do a coin toss here momentarily. And Tyler, I know in addition to the game, you're enjoying the chat. What are you seeing, partner?
No. Are you saying chat-wise or?
Chat-wise, football, you name it.
I don't want to like harp on anything, but there is a comment in there from a certain someone that said, "Nice long drive, Bob." I don't know if we want to bring that up now, but Bob does have a nice long drive in the world of golf. I'll say that.
Yeah. We won an outing, didn't we, on Tuesday?
It was a good time.
It was a great time, and these guys out here having an excellent time. Maybe unless you're a fan of one of these two teams, a lot of nerves in the building here tonight. St. Joe's Prep, when you think about overtime, what's the first thing that comes to mind, Tyler?
The regular season last year, quadruple overtime versus the Explorers, just, it was, a boxing match. It was blow after blow after blow, and then the Explorers just decided to go for two. I wonder if you come into that as the Hawks with that in your, not so recent or recent memory, I'd say. Do you think about going for two at some point? Obviously you got to get in the end zone first, but
I think if you're St. Joe's Prep, you may think about it because guess who else is going to think about it? Roman Catholic. The special teams advantage goes to St. Joe's Prep. And so does St. Joe's Prep think ahead? Again, long way to go, scoring a touchdown. That if they score, let's just say first, and know that they're kicking an extra point, that if Roman scores, it's more than likely that Rick Preet will roll the dice and try to go for two for a chance to be in the driver's seat for the Philadelphia Catholic League title. St. Joe's Prep and LaSalle were numbers 1 and 2 in the state coming into the season, regardless of where you looked and regardless of what position. Some had LaSalle 1, some had St. Joe's Prep 1. Roman Catholic is looking to bear down and beat both of these teams on their home field over a 3-week span. What a terrific story this would be for Rick Preet and the Roman Catholic football program that 7 years ago had 30 players on the roster and was rudderless. Rick Preet has come in. There's 130 guys on the roster now. They're disciplined. They're making plays. They have incredible skill players, and they've backfilled it with depth and skill on both lines as well. And this is, if they win this game here tonight, Roman Catholic's the best team in the state of Pennsylvania, Tyler. I don't know how you would argue otherwise.
No, I completely agree. Maybe a bit of a stunner, especially for Explorers fans a couple weeks ago. I don't think that was a stunning win for Rick Preet or this Roman Catholic team. They know what they got, and I think we've seen that tonight. I think we've seen that the last few weeks. I'd be pretty scared if I was another 5A team in the state of Pennsylvania because I think Roman Catholic's the team to beat.
And again, body of work. You can argue. You can argue if these teams would see each other again, but it's been settled on the field. Roman Catholic can win a game here tonight. Now, bear in mind, how many touchdowns has Roman Catholic scored here tonight, Tyler, when the ball was snapped inside the 10? What they've done so well is be able to go sideline to sideline and beat St. Joe's Prep over the top. Can they do it in a condensed field situation?
Come to think of it, I don't recall really any touchdowns. Maybe there was one scored from the red zone, but yeah, they were all big plays that broke off for huge downs. That is a big advantage, especially when you got someone like Beals here.
Well, Kion Billups is in the backfield. Charlie Folk in the shotgun. It'll be St. Joe's Prep with the football first. Handoff. Billups, not much doing. Got maybe 2 yards.
I like the Billups call on first down. He's been such a versatile back tonight. He's done such a good job. You got to give him the ball, see if he can break one early. Still got 3 more downs. Wouldn't be surprised to see some RPO action here.
Straight back towards the sideline. Bobbled ball to the pylon. Touchdown, St. Joe's Prep. Kion Billups.
And that was huge. Billups, fumbles with the ball a little bit there, but secures it. Makes the dive, hits the pylon with the football.
Yeah.
Lost the football, too.
Ball came loose. I liked the call. I think he controlled it all the way to the pylon. Let's slow this down a little bit more. As St. Joe's Prep, by the way, off screen is bringing the field goal unit on the field. One last look. Oh, my goodness.
That was so close to being a touchback. You can't really tell with the Roman Catholic.
We're going to do this again here, slowing this down even more. Where does this ball come loose?
Yeah, he's in.
Yep, he's in there.
That was close.
And that one was blocked, and it is no good. Came off the side of the foot, and Roman Catholic gets off the field.
I think it's that guy just jumping in the middle that really set this apart. I'm kidding, but look at this. Speed from the edge there. Didn't catch who made that block.
Maybe not blocked at all. It just looked so off and just came off the foot odd. So in the overtime period, St. Joe's Prep scores on just 2 plays, but Roman Catholic has 1 set of downs from the 10. 4 downs. They know exactly what they need. A field goal won't do it. And then I guess you go with the extra point unit. If you're Roman Catholic, you're 3 for 4 with extra points here tonight, if they get to that point.
Even if the Prep did make that, I could have seen them going for 2.
Samaj Beals thrown underneath. 1 play, touchdown.
Oh my goodness.
Issa Neely. And Roman Catholic is an extra point away.
From controlling their own destiny through the Philadelphia Catholic League.
And beating the number 1 and number 2 team preseason in the state of Pennsylvania. For how long has this been St. Joe's Prep's league? 3 times since 2015 has LaSalle beaten St. Joe's Prep, and only an opportunity now for Roman Catholic to spoil that party. LaSalle beats St. Joe's Prep in 2015, won a Catholic League title. In 2021, won a Catholic League title. In 2024, and LaSalle won a Catholic League title. Everything else, going back more than a decade, has been St. Joe's Prep. LaSalle beat St. Joe's Prep for a 4th time since 2015 here this year, and thought, hey, if St. Joe's Prep can come win this game and do it by less than 20, LaSalle's in the driver's seat to win the Catholic League. But Roman Catholic, they're on time to the party. And they're an extra point away from Eli Pollock from remaining unbeaten in the league. Pollock, the biggest kick of his career. The kick is up. And they blew it dead. They blew it dead. It did go through the upright. Timeout called. It would have been offside if not. Icing the kicker, Tim Roken.
Before that party starts that you mentioned and Pollock kicks down the door, Roken ices him.
Unbelievable. What a game.
I feel like in the NFL you don't see too much icing the kicker anymore. I love that call. Good use of the timeout.
Overtime has been no fun for St. Joe's Prep. in the last year. Can Roman Catholic do it here tonight with Pollock, the point after, for the win? And it is blocked. You cannot write it. Let's do it again. Overtime number 2.
And I think that block came from the interior. I'm not sure if we're able to catch that on the replay. But there were 2 or 3 Hawks in the backfield there. And you think about that first kick.
This is unbelievable.
I mean, I was ready for a good football game tonight, but I didn't have this on the agenda. 33-33, just how we had it planned.
With our second overtime, and again, there's not many limitations with this system. We love what we have here with our sling and our replay, and we appreciate how much everybody likes it. One of these days, give us an OT button, because right now the only thing we can say is that we are in the 6th quarter, second overtime period. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Overtime number 2 coming your way.
This time Roman Catholic will start it off.
That ball was through the uprights. Timeout called by Tim Roken to ice the kicker. What a call from the St. Joe's Prep sideline.
The best moments of Pollock's career ripped away from that timeout.
Now they talk about internal fortitude, making the right play, staying in the moment. Roman Catholic can do that here. Incomplete. He got smoked on that play, did Samaj Beal. St. Joe's Prep brings the pressure. They brought an extra guy, and it was Alex Haskell. And there was contact up near the face mask area there as well. It went uncalled.
Remind me, Bob, Roman Catholic State Championship last year, that went into overtime as well, right?
It did.
Was that a blocked kick or a missed kick, I feel like? I'm trying to recall.
I think that's right. And then a kick that didn't look very good from Bishop McDevitt, but it snuck through the upright. 10 personnel for Roman Catholic, 4 wide and 1 running back. 2nd down and goal. Beals, nearly intercepted, dangerous ball over the middle. Intended for Ashton Roberts, I believe, or perhaps it was number 10 in there looking for that one, Jaden Alford.
And what do you do here if you don't get it in? Do you
it was Alford, the intended receiver. I don't know that you trust Eli Pollock.
Yeah, and not that it was Pollock's fault last time with
the special teams unit as a whole.
Yeah.
To block St. Joe's Prep's pressure.
I think Beals needs to use his legs here.
And they will bring 5, and so he'll take off with it. Beals throwing his body on the line down at the 1. 4th down and goal from the 1. Now I don't think there's any question. And do you roll behind Ronnie Montgomery, the big boy, at running back? Or do you put it in Samaj Beals' hands on 4th and goal?
Beals is your playmaker, is the heart of this offense. Oh my goodness, what play did you come up with here?
Do you sneak it with Samaj Beals? Now he's never under center, so maybe that's not what you do here. Wouldn't be surprised to see Montgomery rumble with this one. Very condensed portion of the field. 4th and goal for Roman Catholic. Beals has a man open, it's caught. Touchdown Roman Catholic. Ashton Roberts, a rub play run to perfection by Roman Catholic.
And Roman better hope they don't need to come back out on offense again, because one of their offensive linemen is very banged up.
Look at this again, Tyler. It is a terrific rub play. The difference is Alford this time does not put his hands into the St. Joe's Prep defensive back. He simply runs his route. He even puts his hands up. It's a great play. It's great execution. Easy pitch and catch.
Yeah, and that is just so well designed, especially on the high school level.
2-point conversion now. Roman Catholic doesn't want to be put in that same position again. They want to put pressure on St. Joe's Prep. Towards the sideline. Did he get the feet down? They say incomplete.
Oh my goodness, that
Incomplete is the call. One more look.
Good call. His 1 foot came down out of bounds. No toes or anything.
A great look given to us by Keith Binsfeld. Great call by that official. Out of bounds. St. Joe's Prep, by the way, unlike the college level where in the second overtime you're beholden to go for it after scoring a touchdown, St. Joe's Prep does not need to attempt a 2-point conversion if they score, and they're very comfortable with their special teams unit. Let's get back to live action here. St. Joe's Prep underway. Kion Billups. They have 4 downs to get there. Gain of 1, maybe 2.
Again, Billups has been good all night. I like that call, even if it's a minimal gain. Got to keep that defense honest. And Billups, last time around, was able to bring it in for 6 on that screen. What'd you call that?
It was a screen. They flipped out wide to Kion Billups. Now a tight formation with 3 wide on the wide side of the field. Falk steps up, makes one miss. Inside the 5 and takes a huge hit at the 5-yard line. Toughness from the junior quarterback.
And you can see here that play looked really similar route from Billups. He looked open, except this time Roman Catholic did cover it. So I like Folks' decision to tuck the ball, run up the field, and show that toughness.
3rd down, 2 downs to score.
We talk about, we've talked a little bit about Folks' mobility tonight. He really put that to good use there.
Falk with the lob. Incomplete. Flag comes in. Pass interference called against Roman Catholic. Ian Stead in there on coverage. He's been flying close to the sun all night. Hasn't been flagged much. They call the pass interference on that play.
What are you seeing there, Bob? It seemed like the same way they were defending all night.
He doesn't let go of that right arm. Jed Harrison can't get the right arm engaged, and I think that's a big part of the reason why. Now again, bear in mind, horrific high school rule. Not an automatic first down the way it would be at the college or the pro level. So you can just grab and hold, and it's not going to be 1st and goal from the 1. This is 3rd and goal from the 2. St. Joe's Prep goes to Billups, gets to the line. It's a touchdown. Kion Billups. And St. Joe's Prep can win it with an extra point.
And now the story is flipped. Sorry to cut you off there, Bob, but St. Joe's Prep now can walk up and a kick wins it.
You nailed it. My comment was going to be stop me if you've heard that before.
Let's pull up the graphic again. No, I'm kidding, but
No, you're right, Tyler. Speaking of that 3-way tiebreaker, there's a lot of LaSalle fans cheering for something at home that they never thought they'd be cheering for. This is for the win. Roman Catholic. Do they think about clocking it? An extra point for the win. An all-time classic. It's up, and it's good, and St. Joe's Prep, improbably, wins it on the road at Roman Catholic in 2 overtimes.
Oh my goodness. Instant classic is right, Bob. This was insane.
Internal fortitude. It didn't go well in a lot of aspects for St. Joe's Prep. It probably wasn't Charlie Folk's best night, he would tell you that. But boy, when he needed to the most, he trusted his legs and then put a ball up for Harrison, forced a defensive pass interference, and no other way for St. Joe's Prep to win this game than behind Kion Billups running downhill.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see the stats on Billups tonight. He's just been extraordinary in the first half, second half, and especially in overtime there. He scored both of the overtime touchdowns for the Hawks, and he was just electric. When the rest of their offense was faltering, he was the guy that got it done. And, it makes sense that he's the one to finish it as well.
For Rick Preet, for Roman Catholic, you have to feel for this team. They felt like this was the year. Samaj Beals, all-time leader in everything. Completions, attempts, touchdowns in the city of Philadelphia. He's going to Akron next year. Joe Moe at Akron is getting a good one. And they were on the precipice of doing something that has not been done in decades, which is being in the driver's seat to win the Philadelphia Catholic League. And I think as a human being, you feel for Roman Catholic, for everything that Rick Preet has built, that it comes up that short, that an extra point went through the uprights, but a timeout had been called ahead of time. And then that extra point is missed. And Roman Catholic goes and they score another touchdown in the second overtime, this time going first. And there's mere inches of turf in between the receiver's foot and that blue paint, just out of bounds. And St. Joe's Prep getting the ball back down 6. They converted on special teams. And when you're thinking about the thinnest of margins, that's what you think about. That's what determined this game. Just spectacular. Tyler, any final thoughts?
No, you were right. I said I did not expect Roman Catholic to put up 39 points tonight. That's what they did, the help of overtime.
Look at that callback.
Yeah, how about that? But this time, St. Joe's Prep comes out on top. I mean, we talked about it all night from the beginning. Special teams was the difference in this one. Two pretty equally matched teams, two very different teams, but two very equally matched teams. And special teams, in my opinion, makes the difference. And, also Billups, he gets my game ball. He played incredible, and he willed this team into a win. So kudos to the Hawks, and made for a really interesting shakeup in the Philadelphia Catholic League.
Kion Billups, Tyler said it, and I agree, is our blocks player of the game. A lot of times we like to do the blocks block, don't we, Tyler? But yeah. I think the blocks player of the game is going to be Kion Billups. Blocks turn your state income tax into need-based scholarship aid for Philadelphia area Catholic schools, maybe Roman Catholic, maybe St. Joe's Prep. I know a lot of folks love to donate to LaSalle, and they do a great job with that program. We appreciate Blocks and their sponsorship of Bob Long Sports. Head to blocks.org/tax credit to learn more. Kion Billups, your Blocks player of the game. And what a moment here for St. Joe's Prep as they line up on the goal line, the very goal line where that final touchdown went through. Kion Billups scored it. And they have to feel good coming out of this game. They're not going to win a Catholic League championship in all likelihood. Now, again, Bonner has to play both LaSalle and St. Joe's Prep and Roman Catholic. They could throw a real wrinkle into this. However, as it stands right now, and if it goes, again, not my words chalk, but what I think a lot of folks might expect to occur, the situation is that LaSalle would win the Catholic League, but St. Joe's Prep, their goal is always to win a state championship, first, second, and third. Does this give them momentum going into early November?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think last week was a pretty devastating loss and a big surprise for a lot of Prep players and fans. And what they were able to do tonight against a team that beat LaSalle, I think it gives you that momentum that you need to finish out strong in the Philadelphia Catholic League. Build on your strengths. Obviously, Billups was a huge strength tonight, but they have a heck of a passing game as well, just kind of blanketed by the Roman Catholic defense tonight. But I think this does give you the momentum you need. It gives you confidence in your team and in yourself, and there's still a lot of football left to play this fall.
And there's so much to like about this Roman Catholic team. You just hope that these young men, and there's a lot of very mature young men, a very mature coaching staff over there, that you don't let a loss like this define you. Don't let one loss become two, because they played their hearts out, and it's just such an emotional toll that a game like this takes. I trust Rick Preet and the rest of that staff over there to get these guys ready to play next week.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And speaking for the Roman Catholic for the state playoffs, I have no worries about them. I think the 5A should be pretty afraid of what they have to deal with. I think we'll see them go make a pretty deep push, if not win it all. So it's been fun following the progress of this team over the last 7 years, as you mentioned, Bob. And yeah, I think their story is definitely not over yet either.
What a game. Thanks for spending your Friday night with us. Keith Binsfeld on camera. What an excellent job he does all the time. Giving him some love. Tyler Kern, as good as it gets in this business, in the analyst chair. And I'm just lucky to be working with these two types of guys, making my job a little bit easier. Bob Long saying so long from Widener University. St. Joe's Prep in a classic. Wins 40-39 in 2 overtimes. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. Enjoy the weekend and stay safe.